What's up, PC fam? Welcome to another episode of The Panel. We're here for good hoop talk, y'all. Today we're going to talk about something that went live on our social media, or went viral on our social media. I'm sorry. We're going to talk about what players are better if you take certain attributes away. We're going to talk about what players are better if you add certain attributes. We're going to talk about Adam Silver calling out LeBron James.
Love this.
We're gonna talk about just good old hoop talk, y'all. I got Chill with me, Jay, Penn, Mars, of course. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling this morning?
Running good, Big Ox. And the fact that Argentina is in the final, I love it because they're going to lose. And it's going to be payback for them getting over on Egypt. Yes, it's going to be poetic justice. Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Shout out Argentina.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Let's get straight to it, though.
And how many World Cups does Messi have, Ox? I'm sorry, Ron.
One.
I'm Mars.
One.
So he's got one.
You could have asked me that.
What I'm understanding
I know the answer to that.
I didn't know that you, Ox. I did not know that you were well versed in World Cup, Ox. So how many times has Messi been to the finals?
This will be his third one.
So if he loses, that's 1 and 2 in the finals.
That's still better than LeBron's record, by the way, Chill.
Still a losing record though, but
it
so
doesn't count the same.
It's a losing record.
Well,
So
it's a losing record. That's correct.
What was our LeBron hate, man? That was crazy.
It's the only sport.
No,
So
I just want to be clear. The Chilltown Hoops only hates on GOATs. Okay,
that's not true. That's not true. I just hear the stuff that I hear is you got to have a winning record to be in the NBA to be the GOAT. So if Messi
using Messi losing in a how many teams are in the World Cup this year? Like how many teams were in the tournament to start? Like 48. You using that
30 teams in the NBA? What are you talking about, Penn?
They're not all in the playoffs. Let's start there.
They all in the playoffs. And
First of all, there's over 180 countries in the world.
Yes,
so let's start there. That's the field. We narrow that down to usually 32. This year 48.
Yeah.
Messi being number two
are you trying to
finish
sell us,
in that.
Penn?
I'm telling you, 2 out of 48 is better than 1 out of
48 of these teams are created equal. So Saudi Arabia and Iraq are the same as Argentina. Are you bugging out? What's happening right now?
Who said that?
You're talking about 48 teams.
I'm telling you, Chill, that I find it quite
well. It sounds like the World Cup.
That you have gone from hating on the basketball GOAT, Michael Jordan, to and by the way, I want to present something right now. I had a crash out yesterday. Where I banned someone from my chat for saying LeBron was the GOAT.
Oh wow!
I just banned him. I couldn't listen to the bullshit anymore. It does sound like something I would do. And
well, I'm banning you for not admitting that LeBron is the GOAT. Okay, so see how that works? Full circle. Hey, what goes around comes around. LeBron is the GOAT. Deal with it. I'm tired of your LeBron hate. I'm not going to stand for it today.
I just think that. I know we got to get into it, Ox, but I'm just saying, Mars. I thought that the World Cup was, even though it's like the Olympics. Is that right? The World Cup.
It's not even your GOAT.
Because
every 4 years. Yeah.
It's every 4 years. But I thought the World Cup was like the top honor. Like if you win the World Cup, like you a big deal.
It's the biggest trophy in football.
So with that being said, we can actually call people who have losing records the GOAT. Because Messi, Mars, you think he's the best ever. Is that fair? Yeah. Okay. There are people who've said to me, and again, I'm a soccer casual. I want to make sure that I'm clear on this. I am a soccer casual, but there's people who've said to me that Ronaldo is the GOAT. They obviously don't know what they're talking about, according to you, Mars. Listening to what you tell me. I say that to say, Messi, if he loses in the World Cup, will have a losing record in the World Cup. Barry Bonds went to 1 World Series. These how many World Series rings he has. The masses think Barry Bonds is the best player in the history of baseball. The best. So with that being said, if you are a loser on the biggest stage, that doesn't necessarily negate you from being a GOAT.
Yeah, football and basketball are not equivalent.
Nah.
You play for one championship a year in basketball. We're talking about Messi's played in 6 World Cups. Like it's not the same thing. Messi has a winning record in every final he's played. He has a winning record.
Which
So
means
you're
that
trying to get this off by saying he's 1 and 2 in the World Cup finals. Like it's not the same as having a losing record in the NBA finals. It's just not.
so he's got a winning record in every final he's played in.
Chill. If you go to
Okay.
Messi's house, do you know how many trophies you would find in the trophy case?
Doesn't
more than any footballer.
47.
So he's won in the UEFA Cup, right? So he's
won that 4 times.
So he's won the UEFA Cup a bunch of different times. And what's his record in the UEFA Cup championship?
He's never lost in the final.
So
I don't think.
So
sounds like a GOAT to me.
Yeah. So 4-0 in the UEFA Cup. Okay, I got you.
3-0. He ain't really playing one of them, so we'll say 3-0.
Okay, so we'll say 3-0. So what else is down? I know it's the UEFA Cup. I know it's the World Cup.
I mean, well, finals you've got like the domestic cups and whatnot. He's won about 7 of them.
Okay.
Then you've got like the UEFA Super Cup, which is like if you won the Champions League, you then play the Super.
The Champions League, that's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm thinking about.
But that's like a 1-game final type
Super
thing.
Copa de España.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the domestic cups. That's the domestic cups. But yeah, he's won those. He's played in a lot of finals. He's lost some finals. He lost the Copa America final 3 times. He lost the World Cup final once, maybe twice. We'll see. And he's lost like a couple Copa del Reys and whatnot, but more often than not, when Messi's in the final.
So he's not undefeated in the final.
No, he's not undefeated. Definitely not.
Because it sounds like you said he won. I'm pretty confident.
I said he has a winning record. That's what I said.
So we went from he's not. So hold on to clarify the mental logic that we're going on. Chill here. We went from he has a losing record, so LeBron can be the GOAT, to now he's not perfect, so LeBron can be the GOAT.
No,
Messi's won 24 of the 35 finals he's been in, so he's lost 11.
So he's 24 and 11. He's
24 and 11.
Yeah, so
Serena Williams.
Can we stop trying to equate what Messi's doing to what
I would love
Bron's
for us to
doing
do
and
that.
all
I would
that?
love for
They're
us to
not
do
the
that.
same.
I think
thing
GOAT
at all.
debates are pretty stupid.
There's no sense in us
There
trying
is no
to make
debate.
like this is the same.
I agree, but yeah, 24 and 11 compared to 4 and 6, if that's what we're trying to go. So,
as you were saying, big fella.
Okay, let's get to the topic at hand, y'all. I want to
that?
talk about something. We got 4 players, right?
Yep.
We got James Harden, Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry. If you were to take away the 3 ball, so none of these guys are good 3-point shooters. Who is the better player without that gun?
So wait a minute. I want to make sure I'm following you, Alex. So we talking about all 4 of these players. We're taking the long ball out.
Yes.
Okay, and that's not James Harden's best attribute. That's not Kyrie Irving's best attribute. That's just Steph Curry's best attribute.
And Jay, let's make this one thing clear. We don't got to beat around the bush, okay? We don't got to beat around the bush. If you take away the 3 ball, Damian Lillard and Steph Curry have no action. This is between James Harden and Kyrie.
That's just
Irving.
not true.
for the best player here.
For the best player.
Between the best player here, this is between Kyrie and James Harden. Like Steph and Dame, we could just get them out of here. Go on, go, get, scram, skedaddle.
I don't know about that because Damian Lillard is a lot nicer than you give him credit for, Ox. He might not. He might not be as nice. He might not be as nice with the peel as Kyrie Irving, but he is damn effective in the mid range. Damn effective at getting to the rim. He got he's money at the stripe, and both him and Irv are not that good defensively. So we taking that off the table, right? So now we just sticking. Now we sticking offensively. Kyrie Irving, is he a better passer than Damian Lillard? Like, does he get into the teeth of the defense and get off the peel like Damian Lillard does? Because I think Damian Lillard is a better passer than you give him credit for. I think he's a better passer than Kyrie Irving. I think Kyrie Irving nicer with the peel, and I think he get downhill better than him. But in terms of an overall basketball player, I do think that there's action there. I do.
Of course you do.
I do think that there's action there. Yes,
Jay, you agree, right? You agree?
Well, we're not talking about the obvious best player would be James Harden, right? James Harden, if you take away James Harden shooting, he's clear cut the better player out of all of them. I think he's a way better playmaker, right? He gets to the rim equally as much as those guys, right? He can finish up high, and he's a better defender than everybody on the list. He's the best defender there.
James Harden,
which is not saying much, but he's the best defender.
James Harden used to get to the rack and punch on dudes. Like
he did do that.
I'm thinking James Harden's probably the best player of all of these guys, but I'm gonna respect Kyrie Irving and keep him in this conversation. But like I said, like Dame and Steph not even in this conversation. They don't even belong in this group.
I don't know why Dame's
true.
not in the conversation then.
Me neither. I don't understand.
Okay, I didn't know.
No. Steph, get Steph out of here.
Steph can finish at the rim. You know, Steph finishes at the rim at a crazy clip
because of that
point
three
shooting
ball.
gravity.
You know, they can run sets for Steph Curry to get to the rim.
Of course they can. They're gonna have to find a way to make him be good.
I don't understand why we're taking away Steph Curry's three ball and we're not taking away James Harden's handle. Like, why are we doing that?
Yeah,
like,
hold on.
That's just not the question.
Shooting.
James Harden's best attribute is his ability to handle
It's not their best attribute. We're not taking away we're taking away everybody's three ball.
Hang on.
Nobody
just because he can't shoot threes doesn't mean he can't shoot long twos.
Right. And Damian Lillard definitely can shoot long twos.
So
yes,
Steph shoots long twos at a phenomenal clip.
Curry can too.
The analytics,
Close to 50%.
I meant to care about that 49% midi. I mean, I go.
Yes, Mars, you are meant to care about that.
So can Kyrie. Look, James Harden's the best.
Dame gets to the free throw line, man. That's gonna, whether we like it or not, that matters in this type of context.
Is he a free throw motion?
Harden though.
Well, yeah, Harden and Dame get to the free throw line. I think that's a big. But the issue is James Harden gets to the free throw line a lot because he gets foul shooting threes.
Sure.
So, real quick, what's
Curry does too?
Mr. Talk? Do you know the conversation right now?
Downhill.
Yeah, the conversation is who would be the best player if they can't shoot threes, and the clear answer is Kyrie Irving. But you know,
it's Kyrie or James Harden, one of those two.
Yeah, you see the way
James Harden's
and back-to-back.
James Harden's best.
Saying clear is crazy.
James Harden's best seasons are when he's shooting 11, 12, 13 threes a game. So if
Steph Curry's
also
best
averaging 11 assists.
No, I feel you though. Like Kyrie Irving has a really good argument for this.
What is Kyrie Irving's best
like
season?
The biggest,
in your estimation,
doesn't the biggest playmaker here?
2021.
Doesn't the biggest
2021 is his
playmaker here
best
get
season.
some advantages?
James Harden?
Like he would just leverage his he would just
think-
leverage the pick and roll ball handling and the downhill attack and like
but the
finishing.
pick and roll coverages
James
and stuff
Harden
that these
wasn't
people
that
see.
good at the ring though. Like he wasn't as good at the
Yeah,
ring.
the pick and roll coverages that Steph
definitely
and
better
Dame and Harden are seeing are because they're really good 3-point shooters majority of the time. So that the reason why Damian Lillard was so high, like Damian Lillard for a stretch of years was, correct me if I'm wrong, Mars, on a points per possession and pick and
The
roll.
most efficient pick and roll player in the league.
Yeah, the best. Yeah, exactly. And a lot to do with that was because he could shoot threes from 30 feet away off the dribble in that setting. And so then the big would have to be up high. And then also, if the big is up high, he could just beat him off the dribble, get to the rim. So if you don't have to be high on Damian Lillard because he can't pull up threes out of pick and roll, and then you make him a 2-point scorer, Damian Lillard has never been a great 2-point scorer ever in his career. So Dame is X.
Man, could y'all just have a little fun today?
Are we not having a discussion?
Why y'all got to do this?
The obvious answer is Manu Ginobili. He's not even on the list, but that's the obvious answer.
See what I'm saying? Y'all got to ruin it all the time.
So talk about Summer League.
Damn.
Are we not having?
Summer League. That's so interesting.
100% having a discussion.
Summer League is
We are having
like
a
the numbers.
discussion.
I don't understand.
We
I'm not following the
inventing
numbers.
hypothetical players instead of talking about real players who played real games yesterday. This is a raw
Pin. We're not talking about the summer league right now, okay?
Yes, for sure.
We'll get to the summer league, but we're not talking about that right now. Okay?
I'm still
that's
salty
not
we didn't talk about it yesterday.
I just get,
okay, but that's not on the table.
What's been said? What's the problem?
Right.
Let me explain to you.
Also, what did I say that's not a fact?
I'm about to tell you.
Well,
y'all can't never just have fun with it. Like, who would be the best player without the three ball? Y'all gotta talk about, well, if they didn't shoot the three, then the defense will back off.
This is basketball, Ox. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know, but it's all because y'all just have a little fun for once, please.
That's what we're doing.
Respectfully, I know that you ain't come up with this. Respectfully, this ain't a very fun topic, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Well, actually, Mars,
I
mean, okay, all right, go ahead, keep going.
Let's just take away people's attributes and see who's the best, and have fun, like. Run a poll. Who's having fun with this? I mean, like 20%. Like, hey, fun. And now here we are trying to think logically about the hypothetical that's been presented to us. And now we're the bad guys? Like, what do you want from us?
So
I
real
agree with Real Talk, by the way, about his evaluation of Dame as a player. I agree with that evaluation.
Mars, I'm just actually happy and shocked that you're even engaging in this conversation. So shout out to you, brother. Shout out to
No,
you.
because
Engaging in the conversation
someone was
to
in,
shut it
someone was
down.
in a comment. Yeah, someone was in a. You seen the comment? They said I had to lose my job. So
Yeah, I saw that. That was crazy.
I go protect my job.
No, he
security.
clarified. He said
Yeah.
no one wants you to lose your job, Mars. That's what he said. He
Yeah,
clarified.
just get Mars off the show. But hey, don't lose your job though.
No, wait, Mars. Well, wait a second, because I do gotta point out he did say only get you off the show when you're not engaging. So it's not like he said just like get him out
Get
of
me
here.
off the show. That's what I mean. Get me off the show. Just saying about saying it. Like,
Get him off the
Hey, well,
show.
shout out to the chat for putting pressure on Mars. Okay,
Real
let's
talk.
get back to it.
So real talk. Damian Lillard, one of his best attributes is his ability to crack the long ball, right? So his ability
his best attribute. Yep.
Okay, I don't think that's his best attribute. I think that's one of his best attributes.
What is his best attribute, Chill?
I think his ability to handle the ball. I do. I think his ability to handle the ball is his best attribute.
Chill. Dave's clear best attribute is he's one of the
I don't
greatest
even
shooters of
know
all
if
time.
The reason why to
so
your
cool.
point, real talk, to your point, the reason why he's one of the best shooters is because of his ability to get shots off the dribble. You very rarely do you see Damian Lillard as a catch and shoot guy. Damian Lillard is 2 dribble pull up, 1 dribble pull up, even if at the long ball line, 2 dribble pull up in the mid range, getting to the rim, like stuff like that. That's Damian Lillard. I'm not saying that Damian.
Dave don't even have a better handle than Steph.
And that's not my point, because I can appreciate that logic right there. Damian Lillard, his handle, because we're talking about the best.
Dame is the worst handle of the.
He's the worst handler in the group. Actually, now I think about it.
100% he does. But the difference there, though, real talk, with him having the worst handle, that handle allows him to be one of the best shooters because he's not standing in the corner or he's not coming off screens, knocking down shots. Nobody's creating shots for him where he's catching and shooting. No, he's getting the basketball as the point of attack offensive player coming off screen and roll. Like if he couldn't handle it, he couldn't come off that screen. If he couldn't handle it, he couldn't step back and knock down long ball shots. If he couldn't handle it, he couldn't throw the ball between his legs and create distance between any of those guys that's covering him. He wouldn't be able to do that. I think that that's his best attribute. I think that him being able to shoot, his handle compounded that.
Okay, cool. So let's say that. Let's just say for the sake of argument, it is they all still have their handle. So Dame's the worst ball handler here, and now can't shoot.
Dame is the worst ball. No, he can't shoot the long ball. That's what he can't shoot.
Obviously, yeah, that's what
he can't shoot the long ball.
None of them can shoot through.
I don't want to get married to.
And he also has the worst handle.
You can't shoot the long ball.
But he would be the worst 2-point scorer of the group as well.
Does Dame?
Him or James Harden? Yeah, him or James.
I was about to ask you that, real talk, because Damian Lillard
shot, your handle becomes more relevant. Your ability to
the
handle tight
And
spaces.
he's the worst handler.
So yes.
Oh,
I'm agreeing with you, Mars.
Okay.
Bottom row is in total agreement. So the guy with the
the
best handle and the guy with the best finishing and the guy with the best inside the arc game will benefit the most. I would also argue the largest player in this group would probably benefit the most. I think this is clearly James Harden. I think James Harden is clearly the best player here if you take away the 3 ball. But I understand what Real Talk's saying as well.
At least James Harden can become a quote-unquote pure point guard.
At least. I'm making an argument for Damian Lillard.
True.
The reason why
And he's
I'm
the
making
better
that
defender
argument-
in the group.
Which is,
Like I think we're forgetting about the other side of the ball. He's the better defender of the group.
I
mean,
don't
none
know
of
why
them
you keep
really-
bringing
not-
that up.
I know, but it's
Yeah, but
it's
James
0.5
has
and
positional
0.7, you know, like-
versatility.
I guess.
because he
He
can
can
play
guard
off the ball.
Dame's
Great
also the
position.
worst defender of the group as well, by the way.
Yeah,
So
Worse
I
than
guess-
Irv?
Yeah.
yes, worse than Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie's
Yeah,
the second best. It's cool, whatever. Never mind.
Steph Curry's the second best
Shout
defender.
out to Kyrie. Apparently, him and Dame is a debate on defense. Cool. Yeah, Dame is the worst ball handler, can't shoot threes, and is the worst defender. And is the worst 2-point scorer.
Respectfully, this
I don't
debate
get
would
what
be a
we're
lot
doing.
better if we just put Manu Ginobili here instead of Dame.
The best
Like,
thing is
this-
that Dame can get to the free throw line better than Kyrie and Steph. That's the thing.
at least that would have shown some, like, that would have had an agenda, to push some Manu Ginobili prop. Like, if we could put
I'm not
Manu
even
Ginobili here.
What are you talking about Manu for? Manu is
got it,
better
Anthony.
than all of
Anthony,
these
cool,
dudes,
you're right.
regardless.
Chill,
We don't need to
stop.
talk
I'm
about
stopping.
Manu.
Manu
Right,
Ginobili is
regardless,
better than
regardless,
Steph Curry,
I'm gonna
regardless.
mute my mic.
There's
I'm
no
surprised-
reason
I'm
to bring
surprised-
him- There's
No
no reason to
Blaze.
bring him
I'm surprised
Manu
Brunson
Ginobili.
not him here. Why is Brunson? not here
Just
instead of
because you're bored.
We had a
doesn't mean we
Brunson
have
and
to say
Kyrie
stuff
conversation
like that,
yesterday.
okay?
We don't need to do it again today.
Jalen Brunson-
Just because you're bored
Like, without the three
doesn't
ball,
mean you have to say stuff like Manu
more
Ginobili is better than
competitive.
Steph Curry. We don't have
Oh,
to.
you take
Steph Curry.
Who said that?
Uh,
Somebody said that.
well,
Yeah, he said Manu would be the best player regardless of this group, and Steph Curry is.
Let's not be disrespectful.
All right, well, but you know what I mean, though. Real talk. Like,
He's not better than
Yeah.
Kyrie either.
No, none of us.
Oh,
know.
bro.
I
No,
agree.
don't go too far. Don't go too far. Bro.
Whatever.
So
Miles
wait,
Goes
y'all
up
think
and
y'all?
then-
Wait.
He's not better than James Harden.
Also true.
Which means he's not better than Mitch Richmond by proximity.
No, just keep going. Just keep talking.
Ox with a
Y'all
straight,
just keep
Ox with a
talking.
straight face, you can sit up here and tell us that Manu Ginobili is even at his best. He better than James Harden. You telling us
The
that?
only person up here that I gotta respect in the Manu Ginobili conversation is Steph Curry.
Why do we do this? Why do we see
Fuck,
a friend?
love
No, why do we
standing
do
on a
this?
cliff
Why
and
did
then
you
throw
bring
him
up
off?
Manu? Why did you bring up Manu? Manu don't got nothing to do with this shit.
I brought up Manu because Dame is obviously out of this conversation if he takes the 3-point shot away. At least if you put Manu back in, a guy who didn't shoot the three
You
well,
can't put
we can
Manu
equalize
back
the
in-
game.
Didn't shoot the three well.
I mean, he didn't
Like
shoot the
Manu
three nearly as well as Steph and Dame and James Harden. He didn't shoot it at the volume that they did. His three wasn't as big a part of his game. So I'm saying, like, if you take away the three, at least guys like Chris Paul, I think we would have a greater appreciation for
Because the
overall
point is to
game
talk.
of
The
Chris
point. The
Paul,
point is to talk
Rajon
about great
Rondo, guys
3-point
like this.
shooters. Like the point is to have this conversation amongst great 3-point shooters. I mean, Kyrie's not necessarily like a super great. He's not looked at as a great 3-point shooter, even though he can knock down a three
He
ball.
is a great three.
It's not as.
He's the worst shooter off
It's
the
not,
group,
it's not as prevalent
Game.
part
Yeah.
of the
Pin,
game.
Pin. There's no reason for you during the offseason on a Friday to come up here and be difficult. All right, we're having a conversation about great 3-point shooters taking away. We're talking about great 3-point shooters and taking away that great attribute. Who would be better? Like if you,
You just
put
tried
Manu,
to get off
if you,
Manu
if you put
Ginobili over Steph Curry prop.
I didn't try to get. I didn't try to get off anything. I wasn't talking about Manu. You brought Manu into this, and I'm like, there's no point in doing that because if you did that, Manu is clearly the best player. So there's no point in that.
No, he isn't.
If you
He's
take
not
away the
clearly
three-
better than James Harden. He's not clearly better than Kyrie Irving. No, he isn't.
Manu's
Chill.
the best
If
player.
you put Manu Ginobili into this
No three
conversation with no
No,
three
Manu
ball,
would be the best
Manu
player,
is
actually.
spanking these dudes. Chill. There's no conversation to be had.
Well, now
Whatsoever.
we have a topic. Great.
I think you guys are understanding how much Manu used the three for his era, but you know.
Right. He was a long ball shooter.
Yeah,
No,
cool.
he
And he
is-
was
he
still a
is.
better
He had a
great
basketball
in-between
player.
game.
All right, chill. All
Great,
right,
better
okay.
defender.
No,
Because now
wait,
he would be- he would be the clear best
Pin,
defender of this
because you
group.
started.
Yes,
you started
that
this
right
shit.
there is
Yeah,
legit,
by
real
far,
talk.
by a mile.
Which one?
Real
Which?
talk.
Okay,
Yes,
chill.
that's
So,
like- that's
so
not even
take away the
a question.
3 ball. Take away the 3 ball. Chill. Which one of these dudes are better than Manu Ginobili and why? Go, chill.
James
Ma-
Harden.
Manu loses the.
Hold
3-2,
on,
right?
Pin. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Go ahead, chill. Please
So-
explain to us.
If we taking away the 3 ball, James Harden offensively still is an offensive machine. He can get by anybody, just like Manu Ginobili, but I think that he creates a lot more space than Manu Ginobili. I think that he's a better distributor than Manu Ginobili. I think he's a much better playmaker with the basketball than Manu Ginobili. I think getting downhill, I think Manu Ginobili is better than him getting downhill. I think he's better than him. I think that he's better than him at the rim. However, I do think that James Harden is craftier than Manu Ginobili. I think that his ability to finish with his strong hand, just like Manu Ginobili, I think is really good. I think that James Harden's stop and pop game is better than Manu Ginobili's, and I just think that he's a better floor leader than Manu Ginobili as an offensive player.
All right, cool. Well, I don't
All I
agree,
did was make a point.
but
That's
sure.
all I did.
Like-
what I want to do is I want to get back to real
Sure.
because Real Talk brought up a really interesting point. Real Talk, the point that I was
Manu
making-
is better than these niggas, man. Oh my god, I
You're
can't.
not
believe-
factoring in defense, by the way.
I did not factor in defense because I think Manu
You
Ginobili
should.
clears him defensively.
Okay,
I think
so
that-
if it's even close offensively, it's not that close defensively.
Who else? Who else?
You know-
would
you know
bring
what,
in this
Penn?
chill? Who else? Who else would bring in this
I
conversation?
think that's a fair conversation. I mean, I think that's a fair assessment. If it's
So there we
if it's
go.
close offensively and defensively, I mean, I think he's a level. Even though James Harden, if you go back to
That's like the Jokic conversation we was having.
No, it's not like
right?
the Jokic
Honestly, this is
conversation.
an era. No.
Not why not?
This is
The
an
reason-
era and role conversation because Manu Ginobili shot the three really well for his era, 37% from three on his career. He was a good shooter. I'm just saying, he played in a system which prioritized egalitarian offense. He played way less minutes than he probably should have in his prime. I think if Manu Ginobili plays out his career 10 years later, he's probably a guy who's taking 8-9 threes a game. We having very different conversations. If he's on his own team, this might be a 27-point, 28-point per game scorer with
But
good
you know
defense
but you know what else we do?
and good playmaking.
But with Ginobili playing as a reserve, like we get to see less of his flaws. If he plays as a starter, he playing 30,
please.
35.
He
You
was a
fighting
starter.
that?
Yes, I'm fighting.
How many
that.
minutes a game did he play, Chill?
Like
He played
20, 25, something like that.
That's identical. Actually, exactly 25 minutes in. But like, I mean, okay, come on now. Let's not lie to ourselves. He played.
So if he's
28
playing
minutes per game
35
in
minutes,
in
he's got the ball in
playoffs.
his hands. He's
There
more.
was no fall off. There's no fall off with him playing more minutes. And he played less.
That's just
minutes.
not true. That's not true. That there's no fall off. So if there's no, so you're saying that if him playing 35 minutes is the same with him playing 25 minutes.
Chill. I'm telling you that.
I just want to make
in
sure.
Try
I'm
Manu
following.
Ginobili played 29 minutes again.
Okay, so that's the same as
And in
Steph
the
Curry
playoffs,
did
it was
when he
32.
was like when he
In
won the
those
league
days,
MVP. I think Curry played 29 minutes that year, something like that.
For fuck's sake. Like, what are we doing
31
here?
maybe. But
Yeah, something
Chill.
like that.
In
But
2007, he came off the bench. He played 30 minutes a game. He played more minutes than the player who started
In
ahead of him.
2000, what? I'm sorry, Penn.
In 2007,
Okay,
when they won a
2007. That's one
championship,
season. Okay,
that's in the playoffs.
sure.
Okay.
Also, in
2005,
2005, the best
when they
players on their
when they won a
teams are playing,
championship, he
like,
played 34 minutes.
38 minutes a game, though. There's still I do think that we, and I'm not saying that the assumption is wrong, but like we do kind of assume volume and maintaining efficiency for certain players that, it's an assessment to make. I'm not mad at it, but it's not a guarantee. We don't know if you scale up Manu Ginobili to 6 to 8 more minutes per game. You then put him in a different role in which, if he's now the number one, the teams playing them are now specifically game planning for Manu Ginobili, et cetera, et cetera. Like it's
They're game planning for
I'm
Manu
mad at you
Ginobili.
for making the leap.
Manu
It is-
Ginobili is getting game plan.
It is a
planned
leap
for.
to make. I'm not saying that he's not, but I'm saying it's different between game planning and you're the number 2, number 3, and game planning and you are the sole focus of the offense.
Why is it a leap
Those
to
are
make
two
when?
different-
Why is it a leap to make when?
Yeah, because Kyrie Irving.
And we saw him do it with Argentina.
Okay, and we did
about-
see him do it. We did see him do it in the
Doesn't
Olympics.
count.
I mean,
I don't know.
that's
That
one-
Olympic stuff. I mean, shout out to Manu, bro.
That's one instant. I'm talking about Kyrie Irving showed up on a bad team. He had to play right from the beginning. He wasn't in a reserve role. He wasn't on a team with really good players right from the beginning. So we saw a lot of his flaws right from the beginning. Manu Ginobili came in as a reserve at 25 years old, and at 25 years old, he shows up with a bunch of good players on the team who were able to mask the stuff that he wasn't good at. So if he comes right in and he's a starter right from the beginning, and he's playing 30, 35 minutes, and we are scaling up his minutes, and we're putting more of an offensive load on him. We're putting more of a defensive load on him. And we're doing that with Manu Ginobili, with lesser talent like Kyrie Irving had, like Damian Lillard. We're going to see a different Manu Ginobili. That's not to say that he wouldn't improve, but we would have seen a different Manu Ginobili. The Manu Ginobili that you're talking about is the Manu Ginobili who had already in 2005 had played with Tim Duncan for 2 years and Tony Parker for 2 years. The Manu Ginobili in 2007 had already played with Tim Duncan for 4 years at that point and Tony Parker. So he was playing with much better players. In addition to playing with much better players, he had Greg Popovich as a coach for all of those years. If he didn't have that and he's playing with much less players, we're going to see a different level of Manu Ginobili. So I think that that's completely fair. I don't think that that's fair.
I just think he's so underrated. In 2007, when Tony Parker won the Finals MVP, here's the gap. Okay, Duncan, okay, Ginobili, like right there, okay, in the playoffs. I'm talking totality. I'm not talking just finals.
Sure.
Duncan, Ginobili, Parker. It's a big gap between Ginobili and Parker in that playoffs. Watch all 20 games of that season in the playoffs with the Spurs.
Yep.
Ginobili was clearly, if not the best player, then the second best player on that team. But the third best player won the Finals MVP, so we just forget it.
He had a great finals, to be fair. Shout out
By
to
the
Tony
way,
Parker.
Mars,
He was
Tony
great
Parker
in the
who?
finals as well, but like I'm
Yes.
just saying, like the sum total of the entire playoff run, He was by far their second best player, if not their best player on every single. They put the ball in his hands with the game on the line multiple times. So what are we doing here?
Now,
We
Penn,
acting like he's
we're
acting like he's Peyton Pritchard because he came off the bench. It was a sacrifice. He came off the bench.
Who called him Peyton Pritchard?
No, I'm not doing that. Absolutely not. And am I doing that?
I know they just
we're
said that you
having
can't just assume
scaling.
because he plays 35 minutes.
I think he was the best player on that team. I have
Thank you.
repeatedly said as a Laker fan that when we played the Spurs from like, let's say 05 forward, that the player that struck the most fear in my heart from San Antonio was Manu Ginobili. It just was. I have never, ever, I'm going to just be honest with you, Ox,
Evan
growing
saying I'm
up,
so defensive.
watching
Europeans.
Tim Duncan, I was never been
Pick
like,
up
oh
a
my
globe,
God, what are we
dumbass.
going to do about Tim Duncan? That's never really been a thought process of mine. In fact, Pau Gasol sometimes, you know what I'm saying, did his thing. Not in 08, but sometimes, he did the thing against Duncan. But Manu was the best player on that team, to me. So this isn't I don't think, and I don't even think this is Chill's point, like, oh, we don't think Manu's that good. What we're saying, well, at least what I'm saying is to just be like, oh, Manu Ginobili in another role is going to average 27, 28 points. Like, to me, even if Manu was a one on a team, I don't see the scoring getting there in like the late 2000s. I don't think he's a 27, 20. I think he's probably somewhere from
Real talk. I'm not going to keep letting you
25.
disrespect Tim Duncan like this. All right.
Yeah, that must have been tough.
All right,
For
at
us.
some-
He
all right.
was hearing Manu Ginobili
At
propaganda,
some
but it came
fucking
at the
point,
expense of Tim
we
Duncan.
we got to stop. I know this is the off season and you're gonna come. I knew that at some point this was eventually gonna happen. We have to stop. Okay,
No.
Tim.
Ox, it was Ox, you don't have to do this. Tim Duncan was the man on that team. Cut the shit. Tony Balker knows it. Manu Ginobili knows it. All of this other shit is just rhetoric. Tim Duncan was the man.
And
Bill
the
Jackson
defensive
and
I
the
don't care
team.
what they
And the
know. I
defensive
disagree
anchor.
with them. Yeah, I don't care what they know. I disagree with them.
The point that what I wanted to get back to, what I wanted to get back to, real talk, because like you just said, Damian Lillard, he had the weakest handle of all four of these guys, right?
You know what? Because Chill, I'm sorry. I know you want to get back to that. Somebody needs to explain to me why Tim Duncan is better than Giannis. I need somebody up here right now.
Run.
We're here. No, we're here. We are here. We're here. We're here.
Yo, your mic
supposed to
clipping
go this
again.
direction. I'm clipping. Hold on.
You got to turn down
If
before you
Ox-
turn up,
if
bro.
Ox, and I'm backing up. If Ox wants to go here, then let's talk about it.
Okay,
I
let's
need
do it.
somebody to explain to me
Yep.
why Tim Duncan is better than Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Okay.
Go.
So we'll start the
And don't say 5 championships.
No,
Especially you,
no.
Especially you.
Okay, the winning does matter. The winning 100%
So winning
matters.
doesn't matter. What?
No, the
I
winning
didn't
100.
say it doesn't
no,
matter,
the-
but I
the-
know
the-
who his GOAT is, so I don't.
No, the winning
We're not
winning
gonna
100%
dispute
matters. But
rings.
that's not what
I
I'm.
mean, Tim Duncan beat his goat in the finals twice.
That's not what I'm standing on. I'm
Yeah.
not standing. I'm not standing on the winning. No, but
Two
winning
different
does
teams,
matter.
by the way.
Winning 100% matters. So let's start the conversation with what I am good at. So at the power forward position, because I played the 5 and I moved to the 4 coming into the NBA. So playing the 4, I'm a better box player. Coming into the NBA, I'm a damn good box player. I'm not the transition player that Giannis is, and I'm not the ball handler that Giannis is, and I think that's one of his main strengths. But with that being one of his main strengths, my main strength is the ability to handle the ball on the box, to be able to get to the bucket on the box, to be able to open pivot on the box, to be able to score on the box, and on top of that, to be able to get to the free throw line, knock down free throws, and make it difficult on your front line. Defensively, I was arguably I think he was the best defensive rebounder in the game during that point. That includes Kevin Garnett. That includes Ben Wallace. I think he was the best defensive rebounder in the game during that time. And I'm not a liability at the end of the game because I can go to the free throw line and I can make free throws. In addition to that,
What?
In addition to that, Mike,
70% free throw shoots.
100%, which means that I can go to the free throw line and I can make free throws as a 70% free throw shooter. With that, also with that,
rap them. Go back to Tim Duncan. Hold on, let me get the stat sheet out on these niggas. Go ahead, Tim. Hold on.
As I was saying, with his ability to score in the box, I could also face up and push my game out 15 feet away from the basket. My game was vanilla, but it was complete. It was very effective, and it was at that point unstoppable. I was a very smart basketball player. I didn't pass it as well as Giannis. I'm not going to say that point, but I feel like my attributes, which were being able to get to the free throw line, being able to score in the box, being able to defensive rebound, being able to defensive rebound, being a versatile defender, being able to defend on the perimeter and at the and at the rim, because he 100%. He 100%.
I'm listening.
He 100% was able to guard at the rim. He was 100% was able to guard on the perimeter and recover as a defender. I think Giannis was a great recovery defender too. But with that being said, these attributes make me the best power forward in NBA history.
Giannis and Tim Duncan's career free throw percentage is separated by 0.5%.
And again, Giannis did not want to go to the free throw line. That's why
Giannis closed out a series in the Giannis closed out a series in the finals in which he scored 50 and went 15 to 18 from the free throw line. So we can dispel that.
Just said to me, in real talk, Jay, I want to make sure that my ears are working. Because Jay, did this dude not just tell me don't bring up championships? Meanwhile, he's the first one to bring up him closing out an NBA championship series.
I think he
just said anything about that.
He said that to highlight his free throw shooting in the clutch when it matters.
Yeah,
okay. So
that's what I was highlighting.
So does Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan's ability to get to the free throw line, and not just get and ones, but get to the free throw line while he's gotten fouled. Now I'm beating up on your front line. I'm making it very difficult for your front line in a big man league. During that time, where the big man was prevalent, where the big man was what he was at that time, and now I'm weakening your front line and making my front line stronger because in addition to me getting busy, now my high-low game, because I can pass to David Robinson, makes us even more effective. That doesn't work if I'm not able to get to the free throw line. I think Giannis is a better passer than Duncan. I think he's a better
offensive player in general.
I think Duncan is.
Clearly.
I think Duncan is. I'm not saying no. Wait a minute, Mars. Relax. I didn't say that. I'm not saying clearly. No, I'm not saying clearly, but I do think Duncan is.
I didn't say better scorer.
Yeah,
I didn't say better scorer.
You said Duncan's a better offensive player, and then you ad-libbed clearly, and then I went clearly, and then Joe said, "I'm not saying clearly," and I was like, "No, Penn said it." And I followed the conversation. I was laughing at the fact that believe
absolutely
Duncan is clearly a better offensive player than Giannis.
We have a very, very different understanding of what it takes to be a positive offensive player in terms of influence. I think adapting your role to fit different lineups should matter in this situation. One of the things I hear about LeBron being so great is how he's been able to mold and shift himself into different roster contexts. Play with stretch bigs, play with roll bigs, play with another star, play without a star, play as a solo star. Okay, well, Tim Duncan has been able to shift himself across positions, across eras. He's been able to play different styles. He's been able to play fast. He's been able to play slow. And frankly, his influence on offense between 2001 and 2007, I think the Spurs were 8 to 9 points per 100 possessions better with him on the court in the playoffs on offense alone. Like, that's pretty significant given the depth of that team and given how good some of those teams were in terms of like overall roster depth. And also, I just think his ability to accommodate other teammates and allow them to shine, like, I'm sorry, he didn't need to dominate possessions and play one way. He could play a million different ways. And I think that sustained him well into his late 30s, where he was able to sort of like scale back his role to almost minimal touches. His screen setting is so far and away better than Giannis's.
He clears it. It's not
like,
even close to Giannis.
The box work and the ability to just give him the ball and his ability to hit jumpers. Like Giannis, like y'all were glazing Giannis for being able to hit mid-range jump shots. Tim Duncan came out of college being able to do that. Like there's an overall level of polish, okay? There's an overall level to polish to Tim Duncan. And because he sacrificed stats and because he didn't put up 50 and 20, that's why he won. He won because his offenses were not predictable because they didn't just continuously force feed him over and over and over. Like,
And then
I'm
this-
sorry,
No,
Tim Duncan is
the
clearly better.
offenses weren't predictable.
They won
because
because of
number-
the defense, but that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
number one.
which
number
with their
two,
best
number
defensive
two
player being Tim Duncan. By the way.
what we're not going
Well,
to do is try
nothing
to
to move on.
quasi give Duncan credit for no longer being the best offensive player on his team, because that's what's happening. As the years went along, we just sat up here. You out of your own mouth 5 minutes ago just was saying Manu might have been the best player on the team. That wasn't it. It
said
wouldn't
that?
be because of his.
I said
That
Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili. You see that little drop there? That little drop.
did you not say he might have been the best player on the team 5 minutes ago?
I said in some games they put the ball in his hands, and I said in some games he
It's
was
some
their best
chat.
player.
Somebody
Even-
rewind.
even
Either way. Thank you,
Even if the gap is this,
It's
that's
not because
defense.
of his defense.
That's defense.
Okay.
Thank you.
Even saying this, that's acknowledging Manu Ginobili's offense is why it's here.
Manu
And he became a-
Ginobili was
Was a really good defender. We're not arguing that.
Was a very
This
good defender.
It's because of offense.
He was the best.
Believe it or
offensive
not,
player.
the Spurs'
the best
offense was
offensive
actually
player.
better when Duncan was on the court without Manu than when Manu was without Duncan. Do you not know that? It's their defense that actually went up with Duncan in 2007. I was specifically talking about
Oh,
2007.
okay,
do
okay,
not
okay.
go there, okay?
I was just because I know that's
Hey,
not true.
hey,
Can you see what you started?
In
learned.
07.
Pin, you see
And
what you
said
did?
in 07,
Yeah,
okay.
you know what I did?
Are you happy?
I turned.
Are you proud of yourself?
Absolutely. I turned a stupid topic into a great topic.
This.
Look at the
do you-
chat.
Do you see what you did?
I think Giannis's
Absolutely.
game is not going to age as well as Tim Duncan's
we
game
get.
either.
You know what?
I mean, it's already been.
Already
it's been like
I
5
have an
years.
announcement.
He's already
I have an
better.
announcement that might
better.
make you happy. Maybe it'll make you
Giannis
happy.
right
Maybe
now
it'll
is
make you ban me
31.
off the show.
That was 08 Tim Duncan. Giannis is better than him.
Clear. It's not even.
Giannis is better than 08 Tim Duncan. Giannis's game is already aging better than Duncan's did. Already.
So and again, Tim Duncan, to your point, Mars, in 08, what was going
And
on
he's
with
in
him?
year 13 compared
I ain't
to
ask you that, Mars. What I'm asking you, Mars, is Tim Duncan in 2008. You told me, you specifically told me, 'cause I think that's year 11 for him, that he was starting to do
10,
what?
11, yeah, something like that. something
Yes.
like
So at that point, he was starting to go
Falling
this way.
off. He was, yes,
he was starting to go this way. So Giannis, and so which would mean that at that point, Duncan, who still is in his prime, but he's going the other way. Giannis, on the other hand, is still in his prime. So how many more years does Giannis have? I still think this is peak Giannis, if I'm being honest with you. But
It's
that's
too
neither
high.
here nor that's neither
Well,
here nor
peak
there
Duncan.
at age 31. Duncan, on the other hand, when he's later on in his career, because he didn't rely on the flight and athleticism like Giannis does, his game aged better because he was able, to Penn's point, to be able to do some more of the other stuff as opposed to being this guy getting up and down the floor and just running in, not just running in Duncan, but being reliant,
There was no longer a demand for him to be the outright best player on his teams as he got older. That is not the case for Giannis. This adaptation argument that is being used for Tim Duncan, number one, Giannis has played with an assortment of different roster constructions. That's number one, and still been Giannis.
He's not been
That's
he's not been Giannis unless he plays with somebody like Drew Holiday or Eric Bledsoe. That's when he's been the most effective. That's a fact. When he's playing with guards like that. That is a fact.
That is not true.
Okay,
That is
why-
100% true.
hang on.
When he's playing with an
They were
all-league
a
point
better
guard,
Why could
like
Giannis
Eric
not
Bledsoe
make it
and
work with
Bledsoe.
Damian Lillard?
Chill,
Go
chill.
ahead. Tell
They
me
were
that.
a better
Why did
team.
Giannis and Dame
No,
not
no,
work?
no, wait. Let me answer.
Why?
They
got
were
hurt
a
in the
better
playoffs,
team.
that's why.
That's
They
not
were
the
a
only
better
reason.
team.
That's
Yes,
like-
Jill.
that's what they got hurt in the playoffs. That's
Eric
Giannis can't
Bledsoe
set a
and Drew
screen.
Holiday.
That's why it doesn't
Giannis,
work.
Giannis can set a
you
screen,
just
so that's
said
not
this
true.
might still be peak Giannis right now. He hasn't had Drew or
Meanwhile,
Eric Bledsoe on his
right.
team in
Nope.
2 years.
That's correct.
2 years.
But with that being said, when he was at his best, and he's still up here, he's still awesome. But when he was at his best was when he had Drew Holiday, was when he had Eric
Giannis is
Bledsoe.
arguing at
Giannis
his
is at
best
his
right
best
now.
offensively now. Giannis is at his best offensively now.
I think I disagree with that. I think that he was. I
I
think
don't even know
that
how that's disagreeable.
the reason why I disagree with that is because I think that earlier Giannis, so 2022, 23, that Giannis, even 21, that Giannis, even 18, 19 Giannis. Those Giannis's, we're talking about the athleticism we're talking about the athleticism from Giannis. We're talking about his ability to defend at that point. His mobility was a lot different during that point. So
I said
athletically,
offensively.
okay, exactly. So
Why'd you say defense?
Because the reason why I'm saying defense, because him as a transition player, the defense created offense. That's why.
Oh
so with
my
that being,
God. Okay.
and how are we not using that?
No,
My bad.
My
I just want to make sure that we clear, because one of Giannis's main attributes is his ability. He might be the best transition player in the game. That's largely due to what they do on defense. either grabbing the
still
ball
is
off the glass,
today.
even grabbing the ball off the glass. But I think it was enhanced when he was playing with Bledsoe. I think it was enhanced when he was playing with Drew Holiday, because those guys created way more. They created way more opportunities to get out in transition, as opposed to what's going on today, where he's basically got to be that. Tim Duncan, on the other hand, defensively, because we're talking about offense. Defensively, I am the guy protecting the rim that's creating offense. Defensively, I am the guy showing. I am the guy playing pick and roll, pick and dive. And I'm the guy on the back end of that. I'm the guy cleaning up your messes at the rim. I'm the guy blocking shots. You're not doing that. So I'm also the guy running the floor. I'm also the guy, after I do that, I'm running the floor. That's without the basketball, but I am the guy running the floor. With all of that being said, my game, as I adapted to the times, aged even better, because I was able to be more of a traditional power forward, which now allowed me to be better at that than I was when I didn't have to take on the entire offensive load. And I think it preserved them too.
Yeah, he
Chill,
also
preserved
him as
Chill,
a
where do
funny
you have
way
Duncan
to
in
say
your
he
GOAT
fell
rankings
off,
again?
but,
Just
I
remind
guess.
me. Where's Duncan on your GOAT rankings, Chill?
I got him at 9.
You got
8,
him at
I'm sorry.
9.
8. I'm sorry.
Okay,
8.
cool. I got an announcement to make. He's number 4 on mine.
Jesus.
Number 3 is Magic.
Congratulations.
Number 2
Why
is
is Giannis better than Duncan? Real talk.
number 2 is Bill. Number 1 is Mike.
I got an announcement to make.
I changed some shit.
He's number 3 on mine.
Okay.
I like it.
Y'all high on
So
Tim
can
Duncan.
can you guys just all go on the top, bro?
Oh, I got Tim Duncan probably at 9.
Nah, you can stay up there. That's fine. Yeah. Me and Real Talk are the only ones who seen.
I have him at 8.
Now, why do I think
we've
Giannis
seen
is
this
better?
far.
So to Real Talk, why is Giannis better? Real talk.
Giannis to me is one of the greatest transition players of all time. He's a better passer than Tim Duncan. He's a better offensive threat. Also one of the best downhill players of all time. And in his peak, he was one of the best weak side rim protectors in the game as well. Now, Tim Duncan is a better defensive player. No, I just said. I just want to make sure I'm following. Tim Duncan is a better defensive player. That still does not negate the fact that Giannis was a really good defensive player during his peak as well. So, in my opinion, if he is still up and around an upper echelon defensive player while clearing as an offensive player, in my opinion, well, let me not say clearing. That's a bit disrespectful, I guess.
You're comfortable saying he's better.
He's comfortable. I'm comfortable saying he's a better offensive player.
Okay.
I have Giannis. Period. That I don't even think it's really that deep. When Tim Duncan's career, in my opinion, I think Tim Duncan, or at least the version of Tim Duncan that people like think about in their mind, is really available from like 99 to 04, 05. 04, 05. Once we get past that and all of this, oh man, he's doing this and they're preserving him, and it's because he's no longer that level of player. So because I'm not finna penalize Giannis because he in year, what is he going on? Year 12, 13?
He's going we're actually going
and at 30-something years old is still one of the bare minimum 5 best players on the planet. I'm not going to penalize him because there's no teammates yet that have made him adjust.
I was today years old when I realized that Tim Duncan is very, very underrated on this panel as a passer. What? He's a great passer.
We didn't say that. We said Giannis is better
than Giannis.
He's not a better passer.
He's not a better passer. He is a better passer than Giannis.
No, he is not.
So you've been up here and you said Giannis is a solid passer, but you will let the words Tim Duncan is a great one leave your mouth?
He's a better passer than Giannis. Just because he didn't have the ball as frequently does not mean that he wasn't capable of making incredible reads. Like, I'm sorry, my view on passing is based on several metrics, not analytics. I'm talking metrics, eye test metrics, accuracy, like your manipulation of the court, the diversity of passes you can throw, left hand, right hand, bounce passes, how cleanly are you getting it through? And what advantage are you actually getting the player you're passing to through your passing ability? Sometimes you're able to throw a dart that is going to free up a guy. You're able to read the court a little bit better. Maybe you're able to manipulate through your scoring. Giannis is able to penetrate the paint at such a reckless rate in transition that it's creating wider passing angles than Tim Duncan, because nobody here is arguing that Giannis is not a better paint finisher, or let's call it like a more downhill gravitational force. He's probably one of the greatest in NBA history, if not the greatest in NBA history. Like he's up there with Michael Jordan as like one of the greatest downhill forces in NBA history. LeBron, okay? But if we're talking like passing out of the post with your back to the basket, passing in transition, the kick ahead passes, the Kevin Love special. Give me Tim Duncan every single day of the week. What are we talking about? If I wanted to run an offense like the Nuggets run through Nikola Jokic, I could do like 60% of that with Tim Duncan.
I think Tim Duncan
because Tim Duncan's better than Jokic, right?
He is better than Jokic. What am I doing here? Of course he's better than Jokic. Yes, of course. Yes, he's better than
But he's
Jokic.
not a better offensive player than Jokic. We were talking about, you were just comparing them offensively. He doesn't
There's
hold a
actually
candle to Jokic
similarities
offensively.
in the two players. Number one, Nikola
Sure,
Jokic
they
Same
pose no
similarities
and
that
they
Jokic
set
and
screens.
Draymond have on defense. It's the same similarities.
Jokic still clears as an offensive player.
So
not even
because
a discussion.
so because Duncan wasn't
You got me
a
up
lot
here
of
defending Jokic, man. Goodness gracious.
so because
Go ahead,
so
Jill.
because- really quickly, real talking. I want you to get back to that because Duncan wasn't a lot of flash. Like, does that mean that he was a negative passer or he just wasn't a good passer?
What the fuck are you
No,
talking about?
I'm
He
not-
had
I
like
think
one-
Tim
one-
Duncan
one
was a
mid-range
great
and touch
passer.
passes.
Yeah, so,
I'm not
I think Duncan was a good passer. I think Giannis was a better passer, but I think Duncan was a damn good passer. I don't think people give him.
Yeah,
enough
why is
credit
it? Why
for-
is it up here that usually like we get to having these debates,
Yes.
and because we say like somebody's better,
I think
for
Giannis
others
is
that
better.
means like, oh, you're saying the other is shit. Tim
No.
Duncan was a good passer.
I think he was a good
agree.
passer.
I just think Giannis is a better passer than Tim Duncan.
I think what separates Giannis and Duncan offensively, one, Giannis's athleticism, but I think Duncan counters that with his ability to process offense and his ability to make correct reads. Giannis, a lot of times, I think he's just flighting athleticism and just downhill. I think Tim Duncan, his ability to play the high-low game with both David Robinson and LaMarcus Aldridge, I think that really enhanced the offense. I don't think we talk about that nearly enough because I think that's something that's basic that people think, but I think it's very difficult to play high-low when you got guys like that are that big. But I think that Tim Duncan, I think that he clears him. Not clears. Clears is not the word I'm looking for. I think that I'm comfortable saying he's better than him in a bunch of different attributes. That's why.
Who's a better offensive player, Chills, Shaq or Hakeem?
Olajuwon.
What? No.
You just made that up. You just made that up. I've never heard you say that.
Shaq
I've
is a better
never
offensive
heard you
player.
say that, Jill.
He's
I've
so
never
good.
heard you say that. But you just covered yourself. You just covered yourself because you knew where I was going with that. You knew where I was going with that. Just because Tim Duncan has more of a checklist doesn't necessarily mean that he's a better offensive player.
That doesn't mean that. No, that does not
Giannis
mean that.
Antetokounmpo.
No, that does not mean that. But no.
Also, I just want to be clear that Giannis also helped anchor some of the best modern day playoff defenses that we've seen. I believe one in 19, another in 21 as well.
He had a first team all-league defender. He had a first team all-league defender. He had a first team all-league defender on both of those. That goes back to my logic about Bledsoe.
I guess.
One more time.
And Duncan had Bruce Bowen.
And Duncan did have Bruce Bowen. So let's be clear.
And Robinson in let you know.
And David
And-
Robinson.
and
Yeah,
David-
and Manu Ginobili, but you know.
And those guys got
And
those
Danny
guys.
Green and
And
Kawhi
Steven
Leonard
Jackson.
and blah blah
And-
blah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we can-
and Danny Green.
Yeah, we can keep.
And
yeah.
I wonder
And maybe
why.
the greatest defensive
And I
coach of
wonder
all
why
time.
all those players developed so wonderfully. Would it be, I don't know, the cultural influence of a superstar who was absolutely
Oh
egoless?
yeah, you do run this gimmick. Yeah,
It's not a gimmick. I watched him do it for 2 decades. I watched him run one of the most stable franchises. And by the way, the second he left, it all fell apart pretty quick. Just an FYI. It wasn't the Greg Popovich special. It
They were in
wasn't
the
the
conference
RCB
finals
for
the year
It was in
after
the
Duncan
NBA
left.
championship last year.
They were in the conference finals the year after Duncan left.
Sustained success for almost 2 decades. He leaves. Kawhi Leonard is pretty much out the door 2 years later. What are we
Because they
doing?
mishandled his injury.
Right. And then they mishandled the
I didn't like the culture
chemistry.
there. He said that. He didn't like the culture in San Antonio.
Yes. The culture fell off when Duncan left. You can see.
No, he said he didn't like the pop. He didn't like the pop culture. He didn't want to hear a metaphor every time he talked about basketball. He just kind of wanted to play. That's what.
Literally, we're in the
Whatever.
conference finals.
I'm a big believer in toolkits. I'm a big believer in toolkits. Okay, I'm a big believer in toolkits. The only reason I have Shaq well above Olajuwon as an offensive player is because if the one tool you got can't be stopped, then I don't give a shit if you have 20 other tools. I really don't care. If you got a hammer that nobody else can stop, if you got a wrench that nobody else can stop, okay, cool, bro.
So
like I don't see anybody stopping.
Then Jabal should be higher on your list than he is, because Jabal had this one tool that could nobody stop.
Well, actually, it's kind of interesting you mentioned that, because Kareem is another guy that passed LeBron on my GOAT ranking yesterday. So there you go. There's another one, number 5.
Interesting. So
LeBron fell below top 5
yesterday.
Yeah, I was doing a thought experiment on my live because we got about 2 hours deep and it was like 1:30 in the morning, and I was thinking, like, I think LeBron's the second best player that I've ever seen. I think he's probably the second best player in NBA history. But then I started thinking about greatness, and I'm like, wait a second. Greatness and being good at basketball are not the same thing.
Can we please get to Splash Sports? I don't need to hear about how LeBron is on top 5. We don't need to hear for this.
Sorry,
I'm not doing Splash
he's not.
Sports today. I don't want to do Splash Sports today. I'm not.
We don't have a contractual obligation.
Yes,
we do actually.
I don't have to do anything. I do what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
I mean, salute you, but can you move us along so I don't have to hear why Braun is below Tim?
Hold on, Mars. I got you. Splash Sports.
No.
Today.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. I respect Penn's mind on this. We got here because of.
Yeah, Real Talk did just bring this up out of nowhere.
No,
Yeah, that was so
No,
crazy.
it was the reaction from Ox with the Tim Duncan thing. So I just wanted somebody to explain
Yeah,
to me
you
why
still brought
Tim
up.
Duncan.
No, ain't no one talking
I
about
just
Giannis.
wanted somebody to explain to me why Tim Duncan was better than Giannis.
Which I think I did.
That's it.
I'm not
I mean-
complaining because they moved us on from who's the best without the
Which I-
3-point shot. So I don't
which I
mind that.
Wait.
Bring us here out of nowhere.
I do. Since we talked about Shaq, we talked about Giannis. I'm curious to know because we have another topic today.
Are we really not doing Splash Sports? Is that really a thing?
I'm not doing it.
We 100% doing it.
HR.
No, Mark. No, chill. We're not doing it.
I'm just making
We
sure.
had nothing to do with this decision.
I'm just making
We
sure
back
if
it
we don't,
away.
you might know things I don't know. I know nothing. I'm just saying, I have no input on this decision. So if this is what's going haywire,
This is.
Cool.
I'm
just making
Dave.
Chill.
Dave, Ron, JD, Shaq, we're not doing it.
Just please don't. Just please do it. I beg
No,
of you.
Pin. What I say?
I don't want to be penalized for this. I'm still on a 10-day. Please. I don't.
Just so you guys
my
just so
job
you guys
is
know.
already hanging on by a thread. I don't want to lose it because I don't want to do his job. I'm already like the petition is out for me. Like,
Y'all don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got this. We're not fucking doing it.
I mean, if
All
Fox
right.
leave, I guess that does open up a spot for me. So,
Oh my God.
Fuck it.
Right,
Make
hey,
it
hey, look, you
Make
got a
it
problem with it? Fire me.
Oh shit.
Oh
he
no.
just disappears.
Look, anyways,
You knew the show was gonna go off the rails the second Real Talk said that shit about Tim Duncan and Ox was sitting up there praying to some god. I watched you pray for like 3 minutes for the courage to get through that segment, and now we're doing this shit.
tried.
My
I tried.
goodness.
anyways, regardless,
Make him a two-way panelist.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Look, I got this, y'all. I do have to talk about another topic. Marsh, you're gonna
Please
love
let
this.
it be Splash Sports.
No, it's not. Pin,
I
don't
think
say
we've
that.
said Splash Sports
Don't say
enough
that
to where
anymore.
You are
Look,
giving a promo in some capacity.
Look,
I feel like we're doing it back to back.
look. Don't say that word again. All right, I'll end this there.
I just wanna be clear.
I'll end this stream. All right. No, Pin, let it go. Look, I do actually got to talk about something else though. Mars, you're going to love this.
Just knocked your meal.
So we grabbed James Harden, Dame, Kyrie, and Steph, and we took the 3 ball away. Right, we took the 3 ball.
Yeah.
Away. Now, I'm gonna grab
Oh, we're giving them a 3 ball.
Dwayne Wade,
Oh,
Ben
this one.
Simmons, Giannis, and Shaq. And we're gonna give them the 3 balls that we just took away from the other guys, right?
Who's 3 ball? Steph?
No, just giving them a 3 ball.
We're giving. We're,
But how
we're-
good? Like, how
They
good?
don't. Imagine Shaq being he doesn't have to be able to shoot the 3 like Curry, but he can knock down the long ball.
let's give them all Kyrie's.
Ben
Give 'em
Simmons
all
can knock
Ky-
down.
we're
Ben
gonna-
Simmons can
We're
knock
gonna
down
give
the
all.
long ball.
We're gonna give
Simmons
all
shoot
4.
like Kyrie.
We're gonna give all 4 of those
Giannis can
guys.
shoot like Kyrie?
Yeah, we're gonna give all 4 of those guys Kyrie's 3 ball. Who's the best player of that group?
Giannis.
Between who are the players
Yeah,
again?
so Giannis.
It's
Dwayne
Shaq,
Wade,
Giannis,
Ben
D
Simmons,
Wade,
and
Ben
Shaq.
Simmons.
Shaq.
Low-key,
Giannis.
maybe. I mean, yeah, if Giannis can shoot a transition pull-up 3, Jesus
I'm
Christ.
6'11", shooting pull-ups at 40%.
Yeah, I think that'll be nuts. That'll be fucking nuts.
And I'm already maybe the best slasher ever. And I play defense. What we
The
doing?
only thing holding me back with Shaq Till is because Shaq put the ball on the floor right to create his own 3. Giannis can put the ball on the floor to create his own 3. Okay. If you
Yes.
feel that way.
I don't want Shaq to shoot threes.
Well, all right,
Every time
Shaq.
he shoots
Shaq
the
You
ball,
want
gets
Giannis
worse.
shooting 3s?
Shaq gets
If
worse.
he's shooting him like
shooting threes.
Kyrie, yes.
If Shaq is shooting them like Kyrie Irving?
But I don't care because Shaq is on the block. Giannis is dribbling. Giannis is on the perimeter driving.
But Shaq has
So
shown
he
you that he
needs
can
to be
also
able
do
to
that
shoot.
too.
Shaq is now on the block. I don't want Shaq dribbling. I don't want him to do that. Shaq, park yourself down there, get the ball, and get fouled. If you would have gave Shaq some free throws, cool. I don't care about Shaq shooting 3s. Shaq shooting 3s pisses me off. I don't care if he makes 40% of them. Stop shooting.
Oh yeah,
threes.
you've been on this big shooting
Yeah,
threes
like-
doesn't matter thing.
Like, why do I want Shaq
Mhm.
out there? Oh yeah, he can pick and pop now. No, roll to the rim. You're Shaq. Like, I don't want you shooting 3s. At least Giannis is a perimeter guy. Giannis is getting the ball on the outside, inverted pick and roll, drive, getting to the rim. Cool. Yeah, I need you to be able to make a jump shot because you're actually playing out there. The fact that I'm now making Shaq go out there is wasting my time. I don't want Shaq doing that. Get yourself positioned 10 feet away from the rim. We will get you the ball. You will draw a foul. That's your job. Ben Simmons, you're not even going to want to score regardless if you can shoot like Kyrie or not. So, like, I don't care. D Wade moves me if he can shoot like Kyrie. That moves me. The issue is Giannis is 6'11". Like, that's what it is. Giannis is 6'11". I just care about that more. I just care about the fact that I have a 6'11" perimeter driver who can now shoot the ball like Kyrie. Like, that just moves me a lot more. But for Giannis and Shaq, for real, I'd rather they be 90% free throw shooters than 40% 3-point shooters. That would just move me a lot more.
If Dwayne Wade can shoot 3s like Kyrie, he's better than Michael Jordan. What the fuck are we talking about?
So is Giannis.
I'm with you on that, real talk. That's real.
They don't think so.
If
Oh, yeah,
Giannis
Giannis-
is shooting 6 threes a game at 40%,
I need
and
$8
Kyrie
get
shot
right
profile,
now, and
he better
that's
than
why
Michael.
I have.
I respect that pen. I respect the attempt. I respect it.
Because you have Dwayne Wade, who is
Pin, are you out of your
So
mind?
would that mean real talk that you have D Wade able to shoot the 3 ball over Giannis able to shoot 3 ball like as a player? Like,
yeah.
if D-Wade
Because I
can shoot the
still
3
feel
ball-
like in a half court setting,
Mhm.
it would still be more valuable for Dwayne Wade
I
than
tried.
Giannis. Now, if you have Giannis, because even if, let's say, a big now has to step up higher on the pick and roll and stuff like that for Giannis because he can like shoot 3s. I feel like him being 6'11" to an extent still hurts him in that capacity because it's not like he's not peak KD slithering through defenses like that. I don't see him like that personally. I don't think he can split defenders in that capacity.
But they're
Whereas-
not going to play him high because he's Giannis.
Yeah, but you still can't play Dwayne Wade that high because he's Dwayne Wade though.
Cool. And Giannis is better downhill.
Is he better downhill or just better at the rim?
I mean,
Those two things are not
Giannis
the
is
same
better
thing.
downhill.
Then Dwayne Wade?
Yes.
He better.
You feel
he better downhill.
comfortably saying that? Like comfortable as
That's
I'm comfortable with that too.
The
Yes.
only person who
I
may
don't
be
know.
better downhill than Giannis ever is
LeBron.
LeBron James.
That's it. That's it. It's just James.
Michael Jordan
Nobody else. No.
does not exist in your equation.
He,
Okay,
he
cool.
exists. He exists.
Okay,
Giannis
he went up
is
against
at
7-footers
worst
every single night. He
effective
wasn't
out
attacking
in-
Nikola Jokic. Okay, and
I'm aware Giannis plays Jokic twice a season.
Okay, I'm just saying. Michael Jordan attacked a very cramped rim, is what I'm saying. Like
Congratulations.
the paint was very congested, and he got to the rim every single night. What are we doing here?
I'm just trying to make sense of Giannis.
Giannis gets to the rim in every time period of human history.
No doubt. In fact,
do you remember earlier when I said Giannis is up there as one of the best paint attackers? You're just not going to leave Michael Jordan out of this shit.
In the 80s,
no one's leaving him out. Well, if it's a top two conversation,
Giannis,
he's left out.
LeBron.
Yeah, it's Giannis and LeBron. Yeah, they're the top two. Cool. MJ can be third. There you go. He's included now.
Bullshit.
That makes you feel better. I don't know
what I'm trying to make sense of, because Mars, you brought up an interesting point about Shaq just getting in the paint and dominating in the paint. I mean, Giannis had a 5-year stretch. I mean, you can fact check this. I'm not sure about this, but you can fact check this. Didn't Giannis shoot something like 5 years, like 80% at the rim? Like I want that guy at the. That means that if he's making, that means that if he's shooting 5 shots at the rim, he's making 4 of those 5 shots. I don't want to take away his ability to drive. No, I don't want to do that. But if he's scoring that well around the rim, why would I want to add a long ball to his game? I don't want to do that. Matter of fact, I want LeBron. I want Giannis to play pick and dive also, so he can get to the rim. I want Giannis finishing at the rim,
and he's
like
going
he
to
does.
do that.
I want Giannis to be able to dunk the basketball and create space like he does. I want him to be able to do that more than I want him shooting threes too.
He's shooting what, 6 threes? Kyrie.
And so is Shaq. Shaq's going to do that also. Shaq's going to
Except
take
he's
the
not
ball.
the ball handler that Giannis was.
But he was. Shaq wasn't the ball handler Giannis wasn't. I'm not going to argue that point. But Shaq could handle the basketball. Shaq could 100% get the ball at the rim and take the ball to the rim. Shaq could get the ball on the wing. Shaq could get the ball on the wing and go by a big. He could do that. So that's not something that Shaq couldn't do, right? So with that being said, if we add a long ball to his game, if we add him shooting in transition when he's grabbing the ball off the rim in Orlando, if we can get him to stop 28 feet short of the rim and crack the long ball, if I'm getting 3 of those a game, holy shit. In addition to me dumping the ball into him when he's creating space, why would I not want to do that? That's like saying to Superman, you know, your X-ray vision and your bulletproof vest and your ability to fly and be fast are awesome, and I only want you to do that. The fact that you're superhuman strong, no, I don't really want you to do that much.
Chill. I don't think the 3-ball does as much for Shaq as it does for like Giannis. Just because I mean, yeah, there was times when Shaq could put the ball on the ground, but Giannis is more of a threat, like in the half court with the ball at the perimeter to go by you than Shaq was. I think I'm not changing anything from Shaq. Like, you know what I'm saying, as far as who he was, except for maybe free throw shooting.
Yeah, if he was like 85% free throw shooter,
that's it. Like, if you gave them all, you could shoot free
because like Shaq didn't need the 3-ball. Honestly, chill. If Shaq's out there shooting threes, even if he's as good as Kyrie, for me personally, and I could be wrong, it damn near makes him a worse basketball player. You know what I'm saying? I don't need Shaq anywhere near there. I don't need Shaq passing the ball.
Why you want Giannis out there, though?
You don't want Shaq.
He's already out there.
Giannis already out there.
Yeah, I think it actually enhances Giannis's game as far as like being downhill. Like how do you guard it? Like Shaq wasn't the downhill threat that Giannis is. So it's like for guys like Giannis, D Wade, this actually puts them in GOAT conversations. Like I'm with Real Talk on this one. I got D Wade. If you give D Wade that 3-ball, he's the best. D Wade's the GOAT.
And I feel like it's because again, in a half court setting, to me, Dwayne Wade becomes a more effective half-court offensive player than Giannis with a 3-ball. Because now I'm even talking about, especially if we're talking about like Kyrie level, I can now use Dwayne Wade as an off-ball weapon. I can use Dwayne Wade coming off a pin down, and then he's able to navigate that with his handle. I just think because of the ability to navigate traffic with his handle better than Giannis and slither, because in my opinion, he's the best I've ever seen at creating cracks and finding them and navigate. If you add a 3-ball to that, to where now I'm coming off a pin down, you try to shoot the gap, and now I can jab step, get a step back into the far corner and shoot that too. It's like, well, damn, D-Wade with a 3-ball is
D-Wade gets to rejecting them screens into pull-up threes.
It's a pull-up 3, bro. Come on, bro. Like, what are we talking about? Look, I'm taking D-Wade. Giannis would be my number. Well, actually, Ben Simmons actually might be my number 2. But Nah,
Ben
Giannis
Simmons
is
is not
Ben
better
Simmons.
than
I-
Giannis.
Yeah,
I
Giannis
don't know
be my
what
number
that
two.
was.
I'm tripping.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
tripping.
know
I'm
what that
tripping.
was.
The
Giannis
reason
would
why
be
I'm
my
taking
number
Ben
two, but
Simmons-
yeah.
I'm taking
taking
Ben
you
Simmons
over.
out of this because none of these other guys did we have to dare them to shoot the basketball. None of them. Like you ain't have to dare Dwayne Wade to shoot. You ain't have to dare Giannis because even if Giannis wasn't an effective 3-point shooter or that great of a mid-range shooter, you ain't have to dare him. He'll shoot it.
He'll let him go,
He-
yeah, for sure.
He will definitely shoot the basketball. Like there were instances where guys are literally playing 5-on-4. We're not going to guard you because we don't think that you can shoot. That offensively takes you out of this equation because that's a mental thing. So I'm good on Ben Simmons, even if he did have the long ball, because he could get to the rim. And he showed us, even in workouts, that he could knock down mid-range jump shots. He wouldn't shoot them.
brother.
So even if you gave it to him, he still wouldn't do it. So I'm good on Ben Simmons.
We should give
Yeah,
Tyrese
we're
3
good
ball
on Ben Simmons.
to Tari Eason.
I'm
She's
good on him.
still on that.
Man, I stand with Torrey Eason, man. He getting underrated, man. Shout out to my guy Torrey.
Yeah, just one of the worst shooting stretches we've ever seen. But that's all.
Ever.
Yeah,
He'll come
he had
back
a bad stretch. He had a bad stretch.
And on top of that, he's
No,
dizzy
not a
as
bad
hell.
stress, Mark. The worst stress we've ever seen.
And he
Yeah,
can be
yeah,
dizzy
yeah,
on top of that.
Dizzy, like what
Like
you mean?
make
Chill?
bonehead plays. Yeah,
Yeah.
on top of that.
That,
I mean, that hurts your
Tari?
confidence, though. Yeah, hell yeah. That hurts your confidence, though. I could understand someone like,
Yes.
Can we do another?
What?
Can we do another one, Ox?
Yeah, for sure. Real quick,
Yeah, third one?
Jay,
Oh my God.
Jay, who did you have?
Well, I had Giannis.
Giannis. Penn, who did you have?
I have a text from Ron saying, "Tell Ox to enjoy his last episode with Player's Choice." That's what I have.
That sounds about right.
Hey, tell Ron. Ox said, "I'm a man without it." Who you got? Who you got, Penn?
I'm shell shocked. I'm not even paying attention to the conversation at this point.
All right, okay. Well, Penn can't focus, so we're gonna get him the fuck out of here. Chill. You got you got Shaq. You
I
said?
do. Yes, sir.
How did he get here? Who did that?
Hey, Ox,
Um,
you live. You live to fight another day.
And Mars got Giannis. Okay. What's the other one you want to do? Real talk. We got another one. You said.
Yeah, because since we're in the theme of hypothetical players, let's.
Oh,
do
this
a-
the whole episode today? Okay, cool. I'm
Yeah,
down
let's
with
do
it.
another.
I'm down with it. I
Let's do
guess,
another
I'm down.
famous
Yeah,
one.
until
huh?
real quick before we start this again, I just want to remind y'all that we're still waiting for LeBron's decision. So y'all just hang tight. You know, Adam Silver's trying to put pressure on him. You know, Adam Silver wants him to hurry up so we can get the schedule because when you're the face of the league, the schedule waits for you. But go ahead though, real talk.
I am very disappointed in Adam Silver actually holding up the schedule because LeBron isn't on the team yet.
Hey,
That matters, though.
Well, no, the schedule doesn't come out in July anyway though.
Correct.
Doesn't it come
are
out
we
like
in July?
late August?
Oh, you said it doesn't come out in July. I thought you said it does.
Yeah.
I'm like, are we?
Oh yeah, no,
Uh,
it comes out like late August, right? Am I tripping?
Middle of August is when it comes out.
Yeah, so you know,
All right, let's do another one to where these are
Send
frequent
super chats of your hypotheticals. It seems that's what we're doing.
facts.
Send super
Facts.
chats of whatever hypotheticals.
This
you
could
want.
be a super chat driven show today, huh? Audience, you decide.
Yeah, because
Now-
clearly we're losing our sponsors. So guys,
So look. Keep the lights on, huh? Okay, so
Keep the lights on.
we
Let's
need
make
more.
every
Look,
player-
we need more super chats. We're gonna have to make up for some stuff coming here soon. So.
guys,
Yeah.
if you want to see our show, please.
let's make
no,
all
for real,
these
no,
players-
like for real. Send super chats, please. We need.
Let's make all these players 6'6". Okay.
Oh,
That's
this good
that's
old
another great
hypothetical.
one.
Keep
All right,
Kyrie
we
out of
got-
this. That's not fair.
Okay.
That's not fair.
We got Allen Iverson.
Look at him. Hey.
Oh, well, shit.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying
We got-
we
we
don't
got
know the
Chris
list. but it's not
Paul.
fair. We don't know the list.
Hold on, we got.
Oh,
Chris
this
Paul.
one. Okay, I've seen this one. Yeah.
We got. I'm trying to remember the names, but I may just make up a few myself. You know what I'm saying? We got. I'm gonna throw this one in here just for fun. We got Steve Nash, as if that mattered, but that's some hard shout out.
And
And we
we
got-
Thomas, man.
Isaiah Thomas. Yeah.
The good one, not Detroit. The good one. The good one.
Whoa. That was
Yo,
that was
shit.
wild sneaky.
Yo, what? if
I was talking about the
Detroit
Detroit
Isaiah
one
is
that
6'6", like
Oh, so you just added Nash and Isaiah just to waste everyone's time.
Okay, let's take away Nash. Let's take away Nash. And I was doing that for you, buddy, old pal. Okay, let's take away Nash, and then let's add Jalen Brunson.
It's still 2-3, but
Jalen Brunson,
It's Chris Paul.
Allen Iverson. Who else was it?
Jalen Brunson and
You made
the
the list.
Detroit Pistons, Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson, Allen Iverson, Detroit, Isaiah Thomas, and Chris Paul. Those were the four.
it's
Chill.
tricky.
Who you got? 6'6".
Isaiah Thomas.
I knew it. Okay, and why would Isaiah Thomas be better than the other players at 6'6"?
I think that he would take more advantage of mismatches. He was the best ball handler of his generation. With him being the best ball handler of his generation at 6'6", being bigger, I think that would allow him to get to the rim even more. I think that he would take advantage of more mismatches. I think his pull-up jump shot, with his ability to handle the ball and be 6'6", I think he could shoot over bigger guys. So I think that he actually wouldn't have to take as many tough shots as he did back then because he was a tough shot maker. But if he was 6'6", then he would be able to enhance. That would actually enhance his game and make him even better. I think defensively, he would be more enhanced. I think as an on-ball defender, I don't think he was a great on-ball defender, but I do think that he was a good on-ball defender. And I think at 6'6", I think being more versatile, being able to deal with guys like Jordan, being able to deal with guys like Magic, I think he'd be able to do that better than what he did because he would defend. He wasn't a great defender, but he was definitely one guy who could compete on the defensive end. As a clutch player, I think that we could go to him even more for buckets because we are now mismatch hunting and we going after smaller dudes and even guys his size. He can make space and get by those guys with his ability to handle the ball and pull up jump shots. So I think it's Isaiah Thomas.
Okay, if I Jay, explain why it's Jalen Brunson.
I got to be Chris Paul. That was funny that you said that. But it has to be. I think just if we leave the offense out of it, I think just on defense, Chris Paul will be a monster on defense at 6'6", just being that huge and able to crowd ball handlers. And if he could maintain his low center of gravity and still be sneaky the way he is, I think it'd be like adding Kobe's defense to Chris Paul's offense, like, you know, and the way he's able to pull up and shoot the basketball, come off the screen.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Chris Paul at 6'6" is a Kobe level defender. That was where I took it. The offense is going to be the same, except he's a way better shooter.
And Mars, who do you have? What do you think?
Chris Paul. It's Chris Paul or Iverson. But I'll go with Chris Paul.
I got AI personally. I think if we're maintaining attributes, I think at 6'6", Allen Iverson has seasons where he's like finishing 60 some odd % at the basket at 5'11", 6 foot, whatever he was. You add 6 more inches, pause. I think now we're talking about one of the greatest guard finishers or just finishers, period, at the basket. I also think that he can take advantage of transition even more. And then I also think he just becomes a more efficient scorer due to the added size. And so at that point, we're looking at one of the greatest high volume scorers the game would have ever seen. And I do think he gets better defensively. Now, I still think CP3 is a better defensive player. I'm not even going to argue that point. But I think that as a scorer, Allen Iverson just can become overwhelming as an offensive player, in my opinion. And then Allen Iverson, doesn't get enough credit as a passer and playmaker. Again, not comparing it to any other players on the list. I'm just saying.
I think Allen was a damn good passer. I don't think Allen gets enough credit for his ability to pass. Yeah. He might not have passed that much, but he definitely was a better passer than people give him credit for. Now, to play the devil's advocate, Allen Iverson was definitely a tough shot taker more than I think Isaiah Thomas. Do you think that at 6'6", do you think he's taking more shots, even tougher shots, because he's got bigger guys on him?
Nah, to be honest, like chill, the same people would be guarding him.
Yeah.
Allen Iverson was drawing the guys guarding him at 6'5", 6'6", anyway, at 6
Sure.
foot tall. Because he was playing the two.
Guys like that.
Yeah, he was playing the two anyway. So now we're just giving Allen Iverson legit two sides. So now some of these shots that were so crowded become easier, in my opinion. I think he becomes scoring becomes easier for Allen Iverson rather than harder.
I think when you look at it though, it's like if you add 6 inches to Chris Paul, Allen Iverson, and Isaiah Thomas, what you end up with is Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Tracy McGrady. So who's better?
Who's Paul George?
Who's Tracy McGrady?
Yeah,
Allen Iverson. Yeah,
Allen
Allen
Iverson.
Iverson.
Allen Iverson is T-Mac. Paul George is Isaiah Thomas, and Chris Paul is
Paul George is not Isaiah Thomas.
Well, Kawhi is the best player of those three, in my humble opinion.
Okay. So then, yeah.
I don't think those
At
are
their
the players
best?
they end up being.
Yeah,
Kawhi is
after
the
that.
best player of those three, in my opinion.
Okay, then
I
Chris
don't
Paul
think
then.
those players become those people, but Kawhi would be the best of that three, in my
We'll
opinion.
talk about to get
But
some.
I just don't
T-Mac
think
to
Allen
send off.
Iverson's as good of a jump shooter to where this. He just wasn't that good at shooting the basketball. Height, besides the point, he just wasn't that good at shooting. So I don't know how much of he's obviously more efficient, but at the end of the day, he's still a questionable jump shooter in a way that Chris Paul isn't. So
I just think that I think
I hear
Iverson,
you on that.
to your point, real talk. I think Iverson. I think he would look at guys like Reggie Miller, Vince Carter, Ray Allen. The fact that I'm now taller, and now that I can look at you guys eye to eye. I mean, the shots that he was taking, I do think that you made a compelling argument for him. I do think that would enhance him because now I'm basically your height, and I already think I'm better than you dudes anyway. Right? I already think I'm better than Reggie Miller anyway. I already think I'm better than Vince Carter anyway. So now I'm 6'6". I'm still nice with the peel. I'm still flying up and down the floor because I don't think that negates any of his athleticism. I don't think that. I still think that Allen Iverson is still getting up and down the floor with the best of them. And his finishing at the rim is now way different because now those layups, he punching that.
Yeah, he punching it.
Right.
So
So
He was
now
already punching
so-
sometimes.
Well, that was when he first showed.
yeah, on a rare occasion in the 90s, sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's when he, to your point, Mars. Yes, when he first showed up. Well, now I'm 6'6", and I'm looking at the rim like this anyway because I do have that insane athleticism. Of course, Isaiah Thomas could not jump as high as Allen Iverson, and Isaiah Thomas has some hops, but he couldn't jump as high as Isaiah Thomas. I mean, as Allen Iverson. I do think Allen Iverson would have been a lot more difficult to deal with.
6'6" Allen Iverson is basically a top 3 player of all time. Like we're talking like he's basically the closest thing to Michael Jordan at 6'6". Relentless scoring
don't think
pressure,
he's better than
insane
Dwayne
athleticism,
Wade.
quick. At
And Dwayne Wade is
6'6",
6'4". I still don't think he's better than Dwayne Wade.
I mean, it's so hard to tell, bro, because like if you keep all that quickness, you keep all that athleticism, you keep the handle, but you just make him 6'6", those like he's not a good shooter. Now all the shots are open because he's got insane.
But that's the thing. I
quickness.
don't think AI was missing as many shots because they were contested. He just wasn't that good at shooting.
I mean, well, that's where we're gonna.
Now, I'm not
Mars,
saying
do
the
you think that at
doesn't
6'6",
change,
you think that is because now at
but
6'6",
he's
Mars,
still
what I'm
not
doing.
that good.
Okay, right, and he wasn't good, and maybe it was because he was that small. At 6'6", now I'm working on different things. I'm working on my jump shot because now this stuff is less difficult because I'm 6'6".
Well, I'm not doing the what if he's in the lab more. Like
That's a hypothetical though.
No, it's not, no, Mars. It's not about me being in the lab more. It's about me. Let's say I'm still in the lab. I'm just 6'6". I'm working on different stuff than I would be because I'm 6'1". There's different ways now that I have to score. There's different ways now that I have to get to the rim. There's different ways now that I have to get downhill. I have to be way more crafty. I have to be craftier now. I have to use my quickness. Well, if I'm 6'6", I can just bump guys off me. If I'm 6'6", I can just jump over the top of guys. So I'm working on different stuff at 6'6" as I would at 6'1". Now I can appreciate your logic, Mars, about him at 6'1" not being that good of a shooter. Well, a lot of that has to do with him taking shots that are tougher than they would if I was 6'6".
Sure, I'm not arguing against that. I'm not saying the efficiency wouldn't go up. I'm saying whatever it goes up to, he's still not that good of a jump shooter.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying AI, because his jump shot percentages are egregious. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna stay that bad. Like, AI in a hypothetical situation where he's not on maybe the worst offensive roster in the league is gonna be more efficient.
The roster
That's
was
not
the
my
worst
point.
offensive roster.
My point is,
reason.
watch Allen Iverson play, and you'll see he's just not that good of a jump shooter in comparison to Chris Paul and Jalen Brunson, who we've forgotten is in this conversation. Like, they are just better jump shooters than him. So if I'm looking at Chris Paul, who is the better jump shooter, is also taller, is the better defender, and I still trust him to be my point guard and like create offense for himself and others, yeah, that's the better player to me. And the reason why I say I'm not entirely convinced he's better than D Wade if he's 6'6" is because a lot of AI strengths and a lot of D Wade strengths are very similar. Except D Wade is better on defense. Like, I don't think that's just a foregone conclusion of AI 6'6". He's better than Dwayne Wade. I don't think that's the case. Like, this isn't even a knock to Allen Iverson. Like, it's Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade.
Funny enough, 6'6" AI might just be beat Dwayne Wade. I mean,
or
as far as an offensive player,
like Mars, Mars,
Allen Iverson's getting very disrespected here.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
No, I'm not disrespecting
I guess D Wade is disrespect.
No,
Dwayne Wade is amazing. But we're not acting like the only gap between Dwayne Wade and Allen Iverson is simply 5 inches in height. That is not a fact.
But I think you brought up
I agree.
His handle is better.
D Wade would be better.
He's definitely nicer with the pill than Dwayne Wade. Yes,
he's quicker.
He's quicker. Yeah.
Okay, so we're keeping all the quickness, right? We're keeping those long ass arms, and possibly we didn't even talk about what his wingspan goes up to. Hey, like Allen Iverson,
he's 5 inches taller. He's already got a long wingspan as it is. But if he's 5 inches taller,
6 inches taller. He's 6'1". He goes from 6 feet to 6'6".
I'm sorry. Anyway,
I mean, suddenly the block becomes a massive. It becomes an option now. I can post guys up and score in a different variety of ways.
Defensively, he better too. I think he's got more confidence I think he's got more confidence on the defensive end.
Yes, of course.
He's still going to be running around trying to get steals. That's what he's going to do.
But here's the difference, though, Mars. At 6'6",
you don't know that.
But that's why this is a hypothetical.
No. Hold on. Like first of all,
he's just going to get more
as a 6 foot basketball player on a basketball court. You think the game differently. You're trying to find advantages to help your team on defense because you obviously cannot positionally guard your position well. So you're trying to scheme the advantages by getting steals in the passing lanes. I think being 6'6" allows you to be a lot more conservative defensively, first and foremost. So you don't have to cheat all the passing lanes because you're not an automatic mismatch.
I think AI being more conservative ends up being worse.
I think it ends up being better because those steals didn't get themselves. He still had incredible hand-eye coordination. He had great anticipation.
So imagine if he starts gambling more while being bigger. That's more steals.
He was already leading the league in steals.
Exactly. And now imagine I can get 4 or 5 steals again.
First of all, and also Allen Iverson was very strong.
And block shots too, Mars. Because I'm 6'6". Now
he can.
Allen Iverson was very strong. Okay, look, Shaq once said that Allen Iverson was pound for pound the toughest player in the league. Pound for pound. He said the toughest player in the league. He said one of the toughest players, pound for pound. What do you say? Pound for pound? One of the 5 toughest players in NBA history.
Sure.
I agree with that. That relentless rim pressure is not going anywhere. Now we're just adding 6 inches to it and we're keeping all the vert and all the quickness. My God, what are we talking about? In fact, to anybody out there who likes to do 2K simulations, I dare you to imprint Allen Iverson DNA, make him 6'6" and run an entire season and see what happens.
Is AI at 6'6" better than Russell Westbrook at 6'6"?
Yes.
Why?
I think he's smarter.
Yeah, that's
he's more under control. I think he's more under control.
He's more creative.
Yeah, I think he's more under control.
Yes, he's more creative. He's a better passer. Oh, we'll get
No,
that
I'm
off
not
too.
doing that. Nope, I'm not doing that.
Allen
Sorry.
Iverson was
He's not a better passer than Russell
Nope.
Westbrook.
Okay,
No,
you
he's
guys
not
seem
doing
to you this is the same thing y'all did with Giannis. Passing frequency does not equal passing talent.
Right. Okay.
When
I
Allen
get that
Iverson
point.
was a table setter, his passing talent was very much on display. In the
No, he can
earlier
pass.
years.
I'm not arguing that
They
point.
just
He wouldn't be a
decided
better
at
passer.
some
arguing
point-
that Allen Iverson can't pass. You asked us who is well. Somebody asked who
You
is
didn't ask.
better,
You told us he's a better
and
passer. than
then
Russell
we said Russell Westbrook is a better passer. Again, yes, we all up here agree that Allen Iverson can pass. We all up here agree with that. I think he's a good passer. Russell Westbrook, which I don't know why, because I've heard you talk about the Russell Westbrook passing thing before. I don't know why you're so low on Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I don't get that neither, Penny. I think Russ is a damn good passer. I think the problem that I've always had with Russ is his control.
I think watching Allen Iverson and Georgetown,
think he's a damn good
watching him
passer.
earlier in his Philly career, I saw a very, very promising passer.
Yeah.
Like a really good point guard passer. I don't feel like, okay, not Jason Kidd, okay, cool. But whatever the hell a notch below that is, I thought Allen Iverson was a great passer. I think Michael Jordan is a very underrated passer. There's a lot of players where their role was
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, there you go. There's another one.
6'6" Jordan, 6'6" Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a debate.
I mean,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Michael
well,
Jordan.
MJ was 6'6". Yeah,
Yeah,
MJ was 6'6", so
He was.
Yeah.
Michael
I was just
Jordan.
asking if he was a bad passer. Yeah, I
comfortable
was
with
asking if he was a
that.
bad
Yeah.
passer. though.
I'm
Yeah.
comfortable with that.
I think Iverson's scoring aggression is a talent, but I think also like his ability to collapse the paint, find creative angles to make passes, his overall vision for the game is very underrated. Because he was asked to score a lot more with defensively slanted lineups, I don't think you ever got to see Iverson with space. And now, again,
Well, you
could say
did
it's-
in Denver, but
But during that time, that was a game. It wasn't because they asked him to score. That was the game. There wasn't a lot of space during that time. There weren't many guys cracking a long ball. The game wasn't as wide open. It was still a big man oriented game. So the paint was packed, right? So because of that, Allen Iverson wasn't able to operate like he would in today's game, where you're playing a zone and the zone is spread out and there's way more space to operate, as opposed to playing back then when there isn't a zone, but there's way more, and especially a guy like Iverson, who is smaller, so he can't see over the defense. And with his inability to see over the defense, he's got to use his intuition. I think that this guy's there. I know that sounds like guessing, but I think that he's there. It looks like he's there. Now, if he's 6'6", defensively, Mars, I think he's challenging more shots. I think that because he's 6 foot, 6'1", he's not able. It's not like he didn't want to block shots. I don't think that he was able to do that at 6'6". I think that he would challenge more shots as a defensive player. I think that he would stay in front of guys more. I think that his confidence as being more physical, I think that would really help him. I'm wrapped up in Isaiah Thomas because Isaiah Thomas at 6'6" as a floor leader is something that I was really marveling at. What about Kyrie Irving though at 6'6"? Like where's the gap between Irv and Allen Iverson? Because he's still nice with the pill.
Iverson's better.
Is he clearly better, or is he
Iverson
just
not
better?
than
He's
6'6"
better.
Kyrie Irving.
Why is he better?
Once again, I really value the scoring aggression. I think like Iverson was in a constant heart attack, and I feel like people who didn't watch Allen Iverson, like who are just kind of like, no offense, like there are people who were born in 2005 and you just missed it. But I would implore you, go back. There's a video from 12 years ago. I'm just like, I have it up right now just because I was curious to just go back and refresh my memory. It's called Allen Iverson Passing Mix. Go watch some of the passes he was throwing. They are ludicrous passes. They are like jaw-dropping top 10 highlight passes. Like and functionally speaking,
The same can be said about Dwayne Wade, by the way.
Dwayne Wade is a
think
great
I would
passer.
know.
Nobody up here is saying Dwayne Wade. Look, if I've often said if Chris Paul was 6'6", he'd probably be the GOAT. Like that's how I
It's not
felt.
like a bunch of these dudes. Like, wait a minute, what's
Yeah.
like? If
But
Chris
I
Paul
don't
was
think
6'6",
people
he'd be the
understand the
GOAT?
that's because we
disadvantages.
never assume things regress when you get taller. For whatever
Like
reason.
what? Okay,
You
exactly.
just assume
Mark,
you only get the benefits of being taller and none of the downsides.
Yeah, but
Just
we're not talking
AI's
about
handle
being
just doesn't become
7'4".
functionally worse at 6'6".
Okay, but
Even
hold on,
though part
Mars.
of it is
We
being
have
able to
seen
navigate tight
players.
spaces.
Hold up. We have seen players go from 5'11" to about 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", and we have seen what happens to them
Yeah, they're better
during that
players.
process.
Anthony
Yes,
Davis.
they almost always
That
become
doesn't mean
significantly
that
better. Scottie
everything
Pippen
becomes
became
better.
a way better player
Anthony
when he got
Davis.
taller.
We're not
Allen
arguing
Graves
whether they
became a
be
way
better.
better
We're
player.
arguing that everything gets better. That's a different statement completely.
Like everything. I mean, and
I
again,
never said that none of these guys get
Okay,
better.
so
What I
Allen
said
Iverson
was
can't get
we
as
assume that they
low
keep
on his
all of
handle.
their strengths and all of their weaknesses get addressed by the hype, when reality would tell you that it's not the same thing.
First of all,
Like, it's harder to move around a bigger frame. Can AI play 45 minutes a game if he's 6'6" instead of 5'11"? Maybe not. But we'll just assume he's still doing that. It's harder to take all of those hits and the bumps and bruises when you're bigger and there's more torque on your limbs and your tendons and everything. But we assume AI just maintains all of that because he's 6'6". That doesn't mean it's going to be the case, but we just assume it does. And then we assume that the handle is going to be just as good at 6'6" as it was at 5'11". We don't have any evidence for that. We just assume it remains the same when everything tells us the smaller you are, the better your handle is historically. That just tends to be how it goes because you're lower to the ground, for the same reason that bigger ball handlers struggle with ball handling. But we just assume it maintains. We assume all of the strengths get maximized even more, and we assume all of the weaknesses get addressed. That's not realistic, but we're doing a hypothetical, so I just let it go. But at the end of the day, that's not how it goes. But now assuming AI is going to start guarding people at the point of attack because he's 6'6". What? Like, I guess cool, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Okay, so Mars.
Yes, that goes for all the guys, Mad Max. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
The whole hypothetical.
Right. And I think that where the divide is with you, number one, with me, like you said, Mars, would he be as physically able to, play those many minutes? Well, I mean, we've seen guys at that size, 6'6", 6'7", play those many. I mean, Michael Finley led the league in minutes.
Not with the same level of aggressiveness that Allen Iverson played.
Okay, but you just
which
said
is the whole.
But you said he was a bad jump shooter, or you like an inefficient jump shooter. But I think
I said he's not a very good jump shooter. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So maybe playing 38 minutes would have helped that a little bit too.
Maybe, yeah. I'm not saying it wouldn't. I'm saying maybe.
Okay.
Ultimately, we don't know. But once again, this hypothetical assumes everything that's bad gets addressed because he gets cleaner looks at 6'6".
Well, that's why I addressed the fact that he keeps his quickness. First of all,
why wouldn't they though, Mars?
Why does he keep the quickness just because you say so?
Well,
no,
Mars,
it just makes the hypothetical easier to keep their qualities, and then
if I add 6 inches and he loses 5% of his quickness,
which is a lot, by the way,
and he's even closer to Dwayne Wade,
which is a lot.
He's still quicker than Dwayne Wade.
I don't think you understand how Dwayne Wade was.
I watched Dwayne Wade.
Go back to
I watched Dwayne Wade with Miami Heat. I know how quick Dwayne Wade was.
Yes.
Then there's no reason.
I said when Dwayne Wade won a championship in 2000,
quicker than Dwayne Wade.
His nickname was Flash. Like nobody is negating.
And his top speed is higher than Allen Iverson's as well.
Yeah.
AI is quicker. I don't know if he's faster, but AI is quicker. No, but a lot of the quickness is because how small he is, and he just at 6'6".
But Dwayne Wade was doing that at 6'4", 220. 215.
That's why I'm saying, like, we're just assuming, like, how much does AI weigh at 6'6"? Because he was 160. So how much is he
200 pounds. Let's put 40 more pounds on him. So he's 200 pounds.
200 pound AI?
Yeah, he's 200 pounds at 6'6".
And we're just assuming that's a 5% dip in quickness?
No, he's not 200 pounds, Joe. He's like 185.
So he's only
185. So we've got Isaiah Evans running around?
No.
Yeah, but Isaiah Evans
he can't be
190. He
can't
forgot
be
about that.
No, he's got to be at least 195.
He's not Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller was like 185.
On what planet is 6 inches putting on 40 pounds?
Wait. Are you saying that he's not going to put on 10 or 15 pounds at 6'6"? He's not playing at 175.
160. If he in fact was 160, which I do not remember if he was. I don't think he was playing. He didn't play at 160. He played at 170.
Okay, so
175. So now he can be 200 pounds. But if he actually played at 160, which I don't think he did,
so I'm going to grow a half a foot. I'm going to grow a half a foot, and I'm only putting on 10 or 15 pounds. No.
25 pounds, but in the 160,
AI was listed at 165. He was listed at 165, but you can do with that what you want. I don't know.
If he was the level of player that you're describing, he has to be.
I'm not saying he wasn't.
I think he would. I think Allen Iverson, when he played during that era, and he took a beating at 165. I think he took a beating at 165. So at 6'6", at 200 pounds, right? At 6'6", at 200 pounds, I think his confidence is a lot different than what it is at to your point, Mars. Like the handle. Maybe I ain't dribbling that much because I'm getting by guys. Because I might not be lightning fast like I'm
dribbling.
I'm once again.
Triple threat.
Get by. You can get by guys. You can get by guys with less dribbles. Like I don't because I'm still.
Allen Iverson was already a very off-ball player. Like so,
it was Eric Snow and it was Allen
point.
Iverson. The point that I'm making, Mars, is that at 6'6", my confidence level is now that I'm looking these other guys in the eye, I don't have to do as much. I don't have to throw the ball between my legs a bunch of different times. I don't have to when I do have the ball in my hands, I am going to be more efficient as a driver. And the reason why I'm saying this, Mars, is because when I'm small, I got to use a lot of different things to get by guys because I am smaller. And I can appreciate the logic of my handle because I'm smaller being better. Well, if I'm bigger and I'm taller, okay, now I can maneuver around guys because I'm bigger than them. And I can get by them. So I don't need that many dribbles. I can jab and go like Jordan did, right? Like Jordan wasn't like ball dominant in that way where he had a bunch of different dribbles. I think Allen Iverson is the same way. I don't think he's pounding the basketball nearly as much. As far as your minutes being played, I brought that up because guys that size, to counter your point when you talked about not having that workload, well, guys that size were able to play that many minutes. So at minimum, he is playing that many minutes. He's playing 35 because Kobe Bryant was playing 40 minutes. Kobe Bryant was playing 42 minutes and averaging 35 a game. So, I mean, I think Allen Iverson could do that too.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that I think him being able to withstand the contact and stuff actually does get better with him being bigger than it getting worse, in my opinion. And to Chill's point, I do think that, again, I mean, we have a screening action called the Iverson cut. Like Iverson was operating as a 2 already. Iverson was playing alongside another guard who was the point guard. Now, did he isolate and stuff, take people off the dribble? Of course. But I do think his game switches up a little bit. I do agree somewhat with he's not that good of a jump shooter regardless, but I do think it improves enough to where it's still highly respected. And then to me, if you add 6 inches, again, pause, like we're talking about maybe like 70% at the rim. Like I think he then enters one of the greatest finishers of all time conversations. And so then to me, Mars, that kind of negates the fact that he's maybe not the greatest mid-range shooter, you know what I'm saying, or just jump shooter in general, because he's one of the best finishers at the basket, just period.
Speaking of, since we're on the subject of finishing, how about we get to some of these super chats? And one of them is from Tupac Westside. Tupac Westside said, "Morning, fellas. I think players aren't as good without their best attributes, but not nothing. Also, word is that LA wants Thibault on a vet minimum. After making the trade, I'm all for it. Thoughts?" Of course, players aren't as good without their best attributes. I don't think that that's news. Thibault on the Lakers, isn't that Vando with the miles turned back underneath the hood? Isn't that who that is?
He can shoot better than Vando.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, it's cool. He's a wing. We need wings. I guess. He can force
turnovers. That's cool. Transition stuff. All that good stuff. I mean, for a vet min, I don't know how many better options there are than Matisse Thybulle. So if you can get him, I would do it. But yeah, I don't know how realistic that is.
I'm stating this now because I'm going to be emotional during the season because I'm a fan. The Lakers are going to be a cool team. Okay,
what's cool? Like 45 wins.
Win like
50
50
wins.
to 53 games and whatnot.
That's
They're
a
going
top
to be
5
cool.
seed, real talk.
How many games did they win this year? Word.
What?
53, I want to say.
There's
Oh,
not.
so they're gonna win the
chance.
same amount of games
They're
this year.
gonna- Yeah, they're going to.
They won
This-
53.
This is
Yeah,
not
they
as this
You
roster.
don't think Luka is
bad.
good enough,
Some people-
Penn, to get them Luka with the defense of Walker Kessler? You don't think that Luka is good enough to get them? Excuse me, the 50+ wins. You don't think so?
No.
But he was good enough.
Yeah, everyone
to
talks
help.
about the East being better. Do you realize the West has to play the East?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, tell me how a not top 10 team in the league is going to win 50 games. Go ahead. When the hell's the
Not
last time
top-
that ever happened?
Not
They're not a top 10 team. They're not a top 10 team.
It's 10
How the hell,
teams.
how the fuck are they a top 10
Or
team?
name all the
There's-
teams that are better
There's
than them.
10 teams better than, as of today, Penn. Like the season started today.
New York,
Okay, Knicks.
Boston, Philly.
Mm,
Are you? Whoa.
regular
about to-
season
you-
Philly. Yeah.
Boston, Philly for sure. Let me
Philly's
give you
not
those
a
three.
better regular
Boston,
season team.
cool.
They're
Philly,
not a better
Philly
regular
regular
season
season
team.
gonna be shaky.
Joel, their best player doesn't play in the regular season. I'm
by
not
the
doing
way,
that.
he doesn't.
And your second best player doesn't play half the season either. So let's just not
Who?
let's not kid ourselves. Walker Kessler, or
That's not
or-
our second best player.
Or Austin Reeves. I don't know. One of them.
Austin
So-
Reeves
so
is
hold on.
basically, Austin
New-
Reeves has been reliable in the regular
Yeah,
season.
you got like one injury this year, but I mean, I
Yeah,
know.
he's
Okay,
been
fair enough.
reliable in the regular season. But keep going, Penn. Are they better than the Pistons?
No,
Are they better than Cleveland?
no,
Are they better than Toronto?
no.
Are they better than Atlanta?
Now we're
Yes.
talking. You know what? No, fuck that. No.
Yes, yes.
Now we're getting a
yes,
little nasty.
yes.
That's
And
the
I
range.
hate to think as much as the next guy.
That's
but
the
come on now.
range.
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
that
Well,
is
we
the
haven't got
range.
to Miami or whatever.
Right, I didn't get to Miami.
It's not a separation.
Miami,
Like, if you're gonna-
Indiana.
I think it's a better question to ask. Who
Orlando.
are they better than? Who are they better than?
No, the onus is on you because you said they're not a top 10 team. So name the 10 teams.
They are definitively not a top 10 team. And hold on, I will actually
Okay,
give you
so
an
name
entire
them.
list. I made a note of this. Hold on. I want to make sure I don't miss the team. Hold on. Let me.
I'm just running down the. I was
let me
just
pull
running
up
down
my
the teams for
notes
you, Penn.
here.
That's really all I was.
Okay,
That's really all I was trying to do.
let's
trying to
do
run
this.
run
Okay,
down-
so I'm gonna give you.
They're better than Cleveland. I'm sorry. I'm not accepting
I think so
that.
too.
They're better than Cleveland.
Okay,
You
cool.
think everybody better than Cleveland, Jay? Quiet over there.
do.
You pipe down over
I
there.
stand with Jay.
I think it's time to
Okay.
blow it up. I think it's.
First of
over,
all,
bro.
I find this
Penn,
difficult to do.
hold on for 1 second, Penn. Hold on.
It's
for 1
time to blow it up.
second.
Chill.
He about to
makes
tell
me
us
sick
why
when it comes to
Cleveland's good again.
Because
Oh,
Cleveland
my
is
God.
Cleveland is that dude in the neighborhood who everybody else could talk. You shut up talking to me. You don't say a word. You stop
I'm just
talking.
saying.
That's who Cleveland is to Jay. Everybody else, like, okay, you might have something to say. Brooklyn might have something to say. Queens might have something to say. The Bronx might have something to say. Staten Island,
Chill.
you might not
Chill.
don't say a word to me.
Next year when they blow it up, too, I just want you to remember that I said this year that they should blow it up, and they shouldn't even wait that.
I'm also not adding
problem.
Toronto to that list until the trade is finalized. So
I mean,
no, not Toronto,
Kawhi
right?
in the practice facility, but you could wait as long as you want. Okay.
They
We're
do.
gonna-
Let me
let's
go
finalize.
down the list, and I will let you know every single team. And chill, you can do your
Yep.
count them out thing because
Sure.
I'm not stopping at 10.
Yeah.
I might not stop at 15. Okay, let's
Okay,
go.
I'm listening.
San Antonio,
Okay.
OKC, New York, Boston, Philly, Miami.
At least not on there.
You don't
They
think
are
Philly's
for
gonna be
me.
a better
It's my
regular
list.
season than
I don't
Quiet.
know.
Okay.
We'll
I
revisit this,
do.
Penn.
I
We'll
do.
revisit
Yeah.
this real talk. We up to 6, Miami.
Okay. Denver, Cleveland, Detroit, Minnesota, Toronto. Now, where are we? We're at 11, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now
What,
we
I was
can
11?
talk.
Oh,
Now we
yes.
can talk about a cluster of teams. Let me give you that cluster of teams: Atlanta, Indiana, Lakers, Houston, Magic.
Okay, you said
That's the
Lakers.
cluster.
This is
That's
what
where
I'm
you're at. That cluster of teams ain't cracking 50 wins unless something very magical happens.
So they better than Houston, right? So they
I didn't say they're better than Houston. I said they're in the same league.
Real talk, I would never let him lump my team in with the Magic. That was crazy. You should be
All right,
irate right now.
But the reality is, as much as we
I mean, I lumped
say,
them in with
like,
the other team.
like,
the
oh,
Rockets.
you have to have depth to win championships nowadays, and it's more, your 6 through 9 guys is more important than
Right.
ever. Yada yada yada. We have a top 5 player that plays 65 plus games. usually still in a regular season setting
And heavy minutes too.
that nets you like at least 45 wins. We have Luka Doncic, who's one of the best regular season players in the league. And then on top of that, Austin Reeves, who I do still have a lot of doubts come playoff times, is still one of the best regular season guards in the association. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, we hope Walker Kessler can play. That is a concern. But if he does play and he just is solid, it gets you to about 50. 50 wins is not like some, oh my goodness, this signals you're a great team. I don't think they're a great team. I really don't. But 50 with Luka, AR, want to be one of the probably 5 to 7 best offenses in the league. Nets you about 50 wins if they play.
2 counterpoints to this. I'm not just wishing you peace. Point number 1, your team continuity is not great from last year. You have a lot of new players adjusting to a lot of new players. Now it helps that you have 2 of the higher leverage playmakers to smooth it together, that they have some chemistry.
Sure.
But Luka and Walker Kessler don't have chemistry. They've never played together. And I mean, it might be a 20-game adjustment as these guys figure out how to play with each other. That's actually why I'm a little bit lower on Philly, because
roll to the basket, catch a lob.
I got you, but I mean, what if Walker Kessler is injured to start the season? You're not betting money that he's not. So I mean, that's part of it. Quentin Grimes holds, Quentin Grimes, Sandro Mamukelashvili, you guys are integrating a lot of new players. Let's not pretend like LeBron wasn't doing a lot of heavy lifting. He is, after all, the 6th greatest player of all time. So, he does a lot of work, even at the age of 41.
He didn't play at the beginning of the year, and we were one of the top seeds in the West.
I guess he might be the 7th best player of all time. My point is also that when the league gains a little bit more parity, as in like when you're no longer able to feast on the very, very bottom of the league, because let's just be honest, NBA tanking rules have changed for the next 2-3 years. There's no incentive for the Memphises and the Sacramentos to go out and tank games, because they're actually all actively trying not to lose the most number of games. Like, there's actually a disadvantage to finishing at the bottom of the league. So now you don't get to feast on those easy wins. What does that mean? That means that the bottom of the league that used to feature teams that winning 15 to 20 games might now feature teams that go out and win 25 games, 23 games. There's more losses. My prediction is there might be 6 teams, maybe 5 teams that crack 50 wins this season. This is not going to be
Western Conference or period.
Period.
Wow.
There's going to be a lot of 47, 48 win teams. So unless you are Boston, New York, OKC, San Antonio.
There's going to be a lot of 47, 48 win teams. That means that there's going to be some 60 win teams.
No, that is not how that works, Joe.
That's exactly.
He's saying the bottom team still are going to win more games. So there's no more 15 or 20 win teams.
The number of games we play is not changing.
Okay.
There is a binomial, there's a binomial outcome to every single game. This is not soccer. There are no ties. So one team must win for one team to lose. When you look at a team like Philadelphia, or specifically Boston last year, or Toronto, go figure out how many of their wins came against the bottom feeders. Now eliminate those bottom feeders and turn them into middling teams. So now everyone is just playing at the level of an 11th seed instead of, these trash ass organizations that are just going out there trying to rest all their guys. And this is how you pad wins as an elite team. Yep. And this is why I say all wins are not equal. That's why analytics are so flawed when it comes to win shares. Who fucking cares? You got 13 win shares and this guy got 11 win shares. I don't care which wins mattered, because I don't need Kawhi to beat Sacramento. You know what I need Kawhi to do? I need Kawhi to beat OKC. So, and if my team
need to stack the wins against the Sacramentos, like you. So again,
I'm not saying Sacramento isn't going to be everyone's bitch, but I'm saying like they're not going to be as much a bitch as they usually are, because they're not going to be sitting healthy guys, because there's no incentive to finish at the bottom.
Beat Sacramento regardless. Like I'm not saying that.
He pops up.
Relax. Yo, calm down.
I'm looking at 2008 right now. There were 8 teams in the West that won 50 games, and then there was another 1, 2, 3 in the East that won. So there were 11 50-win teams. I'm not saying that this Lakers team is some great team, but 50 games, again, when you have one of the 5 best players in all of basketball, he's also probably one of the 3 best regular season performers of the 5. probably get somewhere up around 50. That doesn't mean you're some great team, but you win games when you have a player that good. It's just the way of the league.
The regular
plays,
season is
at least.
about depth and talent. I don't think y'all have the depth to compete with some
No,
of the
that's
teams.
the playoffs.
No, the playoffs are about your
more so
top
depth
end
than
talent.
That's
You think
not
the-
true.
You think that? Okay.
The
that's
Indiana
cool.
Pacers did not have the top end talent of OKC, yet they took them 7 games.
That's
The
correct.
top end talent wasn't
that
even
is a
close.
one-off example. I think
It's an
depth
example,
carry-
though.
The top end talent for
The
Dallas
Knicks just
versus
played
Boston. Hold on. The
9-minute
top
rotation.
end talent in Dallas versus Boston. Dallas had the better player in Luka. It didn't matter. We just saw a series in which Victor Wembanyama, who many of us at the time were saying the best player in the world, just lost because of the depth. The top end talent matters in the regular season now, and then the depth of talent matters more so in the playoffs now.
Again, I mean, I don't think
That's
we're
a
going to agree
fact.
on this at all. This is not a fact. This is an opinion.
It is because Penn, how many times have we seen teams sit
Playoff
guys?
basketball so
Okay.
often comes down to a final possession. Jalen Brunson.
It
won a
does.
championship
And how did
because
we
he
get to that
closed
final
better
possession?
than
We
the
got to
other
that final
star. What are
possession
we
because we
doing?
got 11 guys, and that 9th guy may have come off your bench and given you some big minutes. How did we literally just saw this kid Ayo Dosunmu go for 42? Wasn't he like the 7th guy or the 8th guy in their rotation at that point? He wasn't one of their starters. Now in the regular season, if I got 7 guys, I can probably get by with 7 guys in the regular season. I can probably get by with 8 guys. When we get to the playoffs, and in a playoff setting, I need all of my guys because a lot of this stuff is going to be situational.
I got you.
A lot of this stuff, we're going to have situations where I might need Bismack Biyombo a little bit more today in this series than I did in January. I'm going to need Jeremy Shochan a little bit more now than I did a month ago in the regular
If
season.
you need
That's
Jeremy
why
Sohan, you're fucked. That's straight up.
Well, we didn't
Like,
need Jimmy Song, but how big was Jose Alvarado in the minutes that he played?
I'm going to
Jose
need
Alvarado
him
was
more
incredible.
than I did in March.
He's like the 9th man in the rotation.
But we shouldn't be prisoners of the moment. Having roster
It's not
diversity is
prisoners of
one
the
thing.
moment. I need
I'm
10
saying like
guys.
your
Imagine if we had to rely on strictly Miles McBride and the way Miles McBride played in the playoffs versus having Jose Alvarado to substitute that when Miles McBride was
your
shit the bed.
best player came through and their best player shit the bed.
No,
That's a reality
that's
of the
not just what it
situation.
was, though.
Your point guard
And I
dictated
stand on
flow
that.
and tempo
Nope.
and maintained composure as their point guard was throwing
That's
the ball
part
away.
of that's
That's a
it. Kendall.
huge part of it.
We can't just black and white, right? Like the
No,
30-point
look,
comeback.
I'm gonna give Jose
Jose
his respect. I'll give Landry Shamet his respect. The Knicks are a great example of depth actually carrying you through like a playoff round so that your stars can actually cook. But let's not pretend like you're winning that championship without the top end talent you had. You had better starters than they did.
Okay,
They had the
did
best
have better
player in the
starters,
they had the
100%.
best player in the series per the MVP odds.
But it's
But-
a combination of the two, because if we didn't have Landry Shamet and Jose Alvarado, and that would have been detrimental. And Josh Hart, right? Josh Hart comes off the bench, right? That would have been detrimental to us.
Health, luck, etc., suspensions. There's
Right,
a lot of
they'll
things that
play a
go
role.
into it. Okay, like Golden State was a very deep team. They won championships. Okay, San Antonio through the most of their dynasty was a pretty damn deep team. They won championships. The Raptors in 2019, deep team. They won a championship. Were the Lakers in 2020 a super deep team?
It was deep.
The Lakers in
Yeah,
Were they
2020.
super deep?
What's
They had
super
a
deep?
great a good 8-man
Like-
rotation.
Like 9 guys could start. That's super deep to me.
Well, that's rare. How often
That
you
is
can
very
exclude
rare.
9 guys can start?
Rondo was really good in that playoffs. Alex Caruso was really good in that playoffs.
I mean,
Dwight
8
Howard
different
was
people
really good.
started in the playoffs for them. So
Dwight Howard was really essential in different series. So yes, we had a good
and none of them were that actual 6th man in Rondo. So they had 8 different starters plus Rondo. And I don't know how you feel about Kyle Kuzma, but him too.
I mean, Landry Shamet in the finals. This is a guy who barely played. This is a guy who wasn't playing that much throughout the course of the regular season. He had 2 games where he played over 30 minutes. Like that's situational stuff right there. And this is a guy who was like, if Tibbs was the coach, he wouldn't have been playing. Meanwhile, he gets with Mike Brown, and he's playing almost half the series, 30 minutes. This is when we're talking about depth. To be able to dig into your bench and have that and then
Depth
utilize
is
that.
never a disadvantage. It's always an advantage. So you saying depth factored into a playoff run is not the point. What
No.
I'm
It's the
thing
saying
that
is
mattered
depth
more.
matters more in the regular season because
No,
on a
it doesn't.
regular season game-to-game basis, like you're going to go through massive amounts of injuries. You could have load management. Depth also matters in terms of getting you to the playoffs in one piece. If my star has to play 42 minutes a night or 40 minutes a night and carry all the offense, and I can't give him any games off, and I can't, take him out of the game, give him like a breather in the third quarter against a bad team, maybe extended run, then he's going to break down by the time we get to the playoffs. So I feel like regular season depth matters a lot.
Kobe Bryant was routinely
But that's
averaging 40
but again,
minutes
that
a game in
wasn't
the regular
the
season.
that wasn't
Shaq was
the
averaging 35 minutes, close to 40 minutes in the regular season. He was playing heavy minutes. That was going
that
on.
wasn't the original point. What I said is that when you have a player of that caliber, a top 5 player in the regular season, and he plays games, that nets you around 50 wins. Like that.
What happens when that player does not play? Your roster.
You're changing the hypothetical. I said when the player plays, that nets you around 50 wins. So yes, before the season starts, I'm not going to be assuming Luka Doncic is going to get hurt next year. Like that's not. If Luka goes down, then no, we're not going to win 50 games. I mean,
at which point depth would help you, right? You see the point?
Obviously, we were comparing the two. You brought up depth for the reason why the Lakers can't get to 50 wins. I said if Luka Doncic plays, then that is still very much so on the table. We have seen players of that caliber produce good regular seasons for their teams, even if that team has no business winning that amount of games. Jokic in 25 the Nuggets were not that good.
Top heavy teams, and I don't know if you would agree that the Lakers are a top heavy team, but three players on your team make a very large percentage of your total salary cap. So I would say, and you don't exactly have like a dearth of like cheap talent coming off the bench. Walker Kessler, I mean, you could say you're not walking in expecting him to miss games. I am. I don't know if you are, but I definitely am.
I said
it's not like you have an entire team full of Iron Men. So my point in depth playing a factor into why y'all will not win 50 games is what do you have behind Walker Kessler that inspires so much confidence in you that you'll be able to sustain against a gauntlet in the West?
Luka Doncic.
Yes, he's their best player.
That's why.
So okay,
LeBron
James,
who
by the way, is available more times than not.
Those Cleveland teams late in the 2000s had no business winning 60+ games. You know why? They had LeBron James. Those teams in the mid 2000s with Kobe, that 06 team had no business winning 45+ games. You know why they did? They had Kobe Bryant. Those teams in the late 90s with Jordan, when Scottie Pippen started to break down and stuff like that. They had no business winning those amount of games. You know why? They had Michael Jordan, so they were winning games. Elite regulars. That's Penn. I keep saying if the player plays, they're going to win. They're that good.
I'm still assuming that Luka Doncic is not the Iron Man that you are presenting him in this series. So I have to assume a certain amount of injury risk here. I'm assuming a certain amount of injuries for Walker Kessler. I'm assuming a certain amount of injuries for Luka Doncic. I'm assuming that.
How many games are you not going
to I'm assuming Luka misses at least 17 games. I'm assuming Walker Kessler misses at least 35.
If Luka misses 17 games,
if any of those games coincide with each other, y'all are fucked in that game. It's going to be Austin Reeves, Sandro Mamukelashvili, Quentin Grimes. Good luck.
So if Luka misses 17 games, he still plays 60
right now. Yeah, I'm looking at Luka's career games play right now. Rookie year 72, 61, 66, 65, 66, 70. Let me see.
It started to get
50
tricky.
And in the 25. That's when he got hurt. Last year, 64. And then again, if we also have the other point.
So he's played 57 games per year for the last 2 years. And you think I'm crazy for saying 65?
And be clear about this,
I'll be generous.
Don't forget the forget Penn, the 60
25.
In the 64 games he played this year, he had a baby. So he missed some games. It wasn't because he was hurt. He had a baby. So let's not leave that
games
out.
For the baby.
Okay, but he still missed games.
Or one. Oh yeah, some of these are in the COVID.
Right.
Look,
so that's during the COVID season.
Luka Doncic plays in the regular season. So I'm saying that's a fair assumption for me to assume that Luka Doncic is going to play games in the regular season. He's going to play a good amount of them.
I also think stars tend to become more injury prone as they get older. So,
Speaking
comparing 23, 24-year-old Luka to 26, 27, 28-year-old Luka, I don't think it's the same. How old is he now? 27?
27, yes. And since we're on the subject of playing, I got a couple of super chats. And these
Nice
guys,
transition.
yeah, since we're on the subject of playing, Spanish Joe wanted to say freedom. Thanks, Spanish Joe. Absolutely. Drink More Water came in, and Drink More Water said, I don't think any star or even all-star level player would be nothing without their best attribute. That should be reserved for specialists like Kyle Korver or Andre Roberson, who only have one skill that's above decent. That's interesting.
I don't think we ever called any of the players nothing though without their best.
It's the title. It's the title. That's what people
word.
react to.
Yeah.
Trying to think of a player I'm trying to hate on.
A player.
That would be like a star level player would be nothing without their best attribute.
Yeah.
Who would be garbage without their best attribute?
Shaq.
What is Giannis's best? Miles, what is Giannis's best attribute?
His finishing, his driving, whatever.
And a lot of that is associated with his athleticism. So let's take Giannis's athleticism away. He ain't nearly as athletic. How good is Giannis?
Let's take his feet away while we're at it.
No. He's just not.
Just give him nubs.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, Rudy Gobert. But if Rudy Gobert played defense like Jokic, I mean, he might be over.
Yes,
he not even getting drafted.
Yes, he would.
If we take away Shaq's finishing, I don't think we want to have those conversations. If Shaq was just bricking layups and had no post hook, couldn't dunk the basketball,
still be a great rebounder.
I mean, that's about it.
Shot blocker.
But as we found out yesterday in the group chat, Shaq's best rebounding season wasn't even as good as Bismack Biyombo's best rebounding season. I'm just saying. Let it be known. Let it be known. You know.
Where am I at here? So, who do I have here? I got Shadow. Okay, I don't even know how we
take away Jokic's offense.
The whole thing.
That the attribute is offense.
Yeah, offense. Yeah.
Hey, this is just hating.
Nice, real talk. Yeah, nice.
So,
nice.
okay, how about this? Real talk. Give Nikola Jokic Andre Drummond's offensive awareness. Oof.
One of the worst players in the league, hands down.
Yep.
That's why I said take away Drummond's rebound.
That's Yusuf Nurkic, basically.
Speaking of what,
with worst defense.
Since we're on the subject of worst, I'd like to talk about some of the best, which is a new member, Mr. Narcissus. Narcissus. All right, Narcissus is a new member, and Narcissus wanted to add. He said it's ironic how Real Talk tried to say LeBron isn't what he still is, while Silver telling you we're waiting on LeBron so he can set the schedule, which I think is interesting.
This is why you shouldn't get your basketball takes from Brandon Jennings.
Interesting.
By the way.
Which I'd like to make the transition. What do you guys think? Because Adam Silver has made it clear, quote, we would like him to sign sooner than later because we have scheduling that we have to make.
Why
Christmas.
is this news?
I still would like to address the super chat since it was addressed. If we didn't know right now where Victor Wembanyama was playing, the schedule wouldn't be made either. So, like, again, this does not indicate that LeBron James is the face of the league. It just doesn't. He's one of the faces, I agree. But the face, I'm starting to think
but real talk. Why are we exactly that's it right there, Pen. Why real talk? Why are we holding up the schedule for him? Like we ain't do that for nobody else.
We have to hold it up for him.
That's money.
You don't want to put Cleveland on a primetime Christmas game without him?
And that's the
point. You want to see Donovan Mitchell?
He still is
on
that
Christmas
guy.
Eve.
I don't think it's because he's that guy. I think his retirement tour is going to bring in someone like.
Well, we don't even know if this is last year. Jay,
we have advertisers chill.
We got people that we 100% have people who are paying, and you know these advertisers, they want to know, is James going to be there? Are we going to invest this money? Because we know he is box office, aka the face of the league still. Because we wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be doing this for anybody like
people
that.
Are in anticipation that this is probably going to be LeBron's last year. So yes, it is a huge deal because one of, if not the greatest player of all time, is about to retire. So yes, it's a huge deal. Nobody's
they're going to have to televise at least 40.
However, this doesn't still mean that he's the face of the league. that
Every game?
nothing outside of we're
It's
waiting to
difficult to
see
do.
where LeBron's going indicated this year that he was the face of the league. It did it.
When Kobe
It was
Bryant,
wimpy.
when Kobe Bryant was in his final year and it was announced
Sure.
that this would be his final year,
Yeah.
every game, even though the team was not that great, and LeBron's team is probably going to be better than that finals Lakers teams,
Sure.
every game was must-watch TV for everyone who grew up watching Kobe.
Because it was
So
the
if
last time
Kobe
we were gonna
Bryant
see it.
decided, I'm not going to play for the Lakers on the last team and I'm going to leave my free agency open, the same thing would have happened. It doesn't mean that Kobe Bryant was the face of the
I
league
think
in
those
his
are two
final
different
year.
situations. The reason why those are two different situations, Bryant was definitely going this way. He was breaking down. He wasn't playing at an all-pro level. He wasn't playing in the playoffs. He still wasn't getting busy like that. James, on the other hand, is still playing at that level. Not only is he playing at that level,
Yeah, wake me
we
up when
still
he
have
scored
it.
60 points in his last game.
Okay, and yes, he did score 60 points in his last game. Does that mean that that's something that was maintained throughout the course of the year? Like is that what we're doing? But that's not the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making is that
Still better score than Bam Adebayo.
him playing at this level and being regarded as a missing piece for a championship team is not the same as Bryant having a farewell tour. The Lakers were garbage, and we all knew that the Lakers were garbage and that they were going to be that. James going to Miami changes the landscape of them being the favorites, which I'm not really a big fan of, real talk. I'm not going to say that I'm a fan of the whole favorites thing. But now we look at Miami different. We look at Cleveland different if he plays for them. We look at Philadelphia differently in terms of them being contenders if he's on the crew. And to Adam Silver's point, with him still playing at this level, we need to know where he's playing so we can schedule these games so we can get him on TV so people can watch.
Was Kobe Bryant still the best player on the Lakers in his final year?
I mean, probably not. Probably D'Angelo Russell. I don't know. I mean, very low.
Isn't that
bar.
tragic? Isn't that tragic?
Yeah, very low.
That's where we
bar.
were with him.
mean,
Best
it's-
player was
it's-
probably Lou Will for real, but
Right. Well,
I'm gonna say it was my girl Brandon Best, but you know,
What?
Jesus.
I was like baseline jumpers.
Okay.
I when you think real talk, when you think about being the face of the league, right? I think that it means when we're talking about Major League Baseball, who's the first guy that we think about? When we're talking about pro
Babe Ruth.
football, who?
I don't know. We think about Babe Ruth.
Okay, or not Babe Ruth.
What?
No, Babe Ruth was that's been over 100 years. So pro football or like when you
Tom
think about
Brady.
soccer, like who's the first guy, Miles? When you
Messi.
think about soccer, who's the first guy? Is it Messi?
I meant to say Messi.
I don't know. I that's what I'm asking. Is who's? I'm a
For
casual
me, it's
fan, Miles.
Neymar. No, for me, it's Neymar. But
Okay, so
Messi,
Neymar, that's the
Messi or
first guy.
Ronaldo.
Okay, but for you, Mars, it's Neymar. So if Neymar is the first guy, and I'm a casual soccer fan, I'm gonna find out who Neymar is. I'm a casual soccer fan. I'm gonna turn on the television because I want to see who Neymar is. Because this is somebody who knows soccer. This is somebody who knows what soccer is. Come to find out, this guy Neymar is incredible. So maybe I want to start following this
Yes.
guy. Right? This guy Neymar might be incredible. He looks like he's incredible. So I'm gonna start following him. I say that to say people in basketball, in the world of basketball, the first name even today that people think about when they think about the NBA is LeBron James.
So please tell me this, Joe.
Yes, sir.
This year we had the highest rated finals since 1998.
Yep.
Who was in the finals in 1998?
Jordan.
Karl Malone.
Who was in the finals this year? Victor
Knicks.
Wembanyama
The Knicks.
and the Knicks.
Yes, sir.
You know who wasn't in the finals in either one of those situations? LeBron James.
No, he wasn't.
So I'm sorry.
But he
This
wasn't
guy
Relevance,
playoffs.
Your
shit-
Honor.
Pardon?
Relevance, Your Honor. What's
Okay.
Of course,
Let me say the relevance.
he wasn't in the league in '98, and
I don't
today's
think-
41.
I think this LeBron shit is very overstated in terms of like his overall influence. It does not touch Messi. It does not touch Brady. It does not touch Jordan at his absolute
I don't
peak.
think there's anybody out there
No,
who said
this
that,
is not
and
the influence.
nobody
I'm
is saying
sorry.
that.
We've
Relative
had
to his sport, absolutely.
we've had Dwayne Wade, LeBron James talks early in their career. We had Kobe LeBron talks. We had KD LeBron talks. We had Steph LeBron talks. Kawhi
Sure.
LeBron talks. Giannis LeBron talks. We didn't have a lot of Jordan talks from
Right.
88 onward.
But the
until
fact that
98.
Isn't that the
There wasn't
point?
like
That
a
just sounds
poll
like
like,
one's
I
relevant.
wonder who was better,
Relevant.
Michael Jordan or Hakeem Olajuwon. That was not a conversation.
okay, but here's the difference. That was only
LeBron is
going-
definitely.
We
more
also didn't have a lot of.
influential worldwide
We
than
also
Tom
But
haven't
the
had a lot of
difference-
who's better, Tom Brady or
You said LeBron. What? Whoa.
LeBron is definitely more influential worldwide than Tom Brady, by the way.
You fight that, Pen?
Oh, I thought you said Michael Jordan. Okay.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
Like, that's
but,
not
the,
even,
but the point,
that's
but
not
the
even a
point,
question.
Pen.
LeBron is more
Well, that's
influential.
because football just isn't a global.
No, it's
Yes.
not. It's not
Yes,
like that. Not like
that
basketball.
is a big part of the reason. Yeah, that is a big part. Of
okay. Then Neymar, Ronaldinho, Del Piero,
Yes,
Andrea Pirlo,
Del Piero is crazy, but
like
sure.
no.
But yes,
Del Piero,
Yes.
more influence. Okay, Zidane, more influence.
Sure,
Okay, all these people
sure.
have more influence. Do you realize if you look up the 100 most followed Instagram accounts, like the majority of them are probably soccer players and
Sure, 100%.
IG baddies?
But I think
And
the
brands?
but the difference is
There's not
and
a
I
single
wanna-
basketball player in that entire thing.
But I want to rewind. I want to rewind back to what you just said, Pen.
It's still about Tom Brady. Like,
So for all this time, right? It was early. It was James and Wade. It was James and whoever. It was James and Kawhi Leonard. It was James and Victor Wembanyama. The fact that we're still doing this and he's still here.
You're
like,
doing
what-
this. I
the
haven't had him
fact-
as a top 5 player in a very long
the
time.
fact that
NBA
and
we're-
yet here you are still talking about him today.
right,
It's not-
and we're
the
still
NBA
We're
is
on,
doing
we're
it,
on
man.
Players' Choice,
The NBA
and
is
Chill is
telling us that we're
hosting right
waiting
now.
for LeBron.
So of course
It's
we're
not
talking
just
about
us.
LeBron.
No, we're talking about
Me?
LeBron.
You.
No, the reason why the
It
reason
is
why
a
we're
Stayed quiet a long
reverence.
time.
It is a reverence to an old man who is retiring, going on his retirement tour, and it's
Sure.
nice and courtesy to be able to give one of the legends of the game a nice farewell tour. We're not having is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his final 2 years the face of the league. He was still a damn good player. Tim Duncan, is he the face of the league in 2016? No, he wasn't. He's old.
LeBron
He never
is better
was,
than all
man.
of those guys right now than they were at those times.
He was better
LeBron
than
is
Malone.
better
He was
than
better than Jabbar. He was better than
If
Tim
you wanted to
Duncan.
win a championship, give me like the last 2 years of Tim Duncan.
No.
Can we get to the
Role
next?
players,
Yes, sir.
but I
Can we
think
get
it-
can
well,
we
I
get
think
next?
since-
anchor
since we on that-
defense,
since-
cool.
Since we're on that,
but I think we're using relevance as the pendulum swinging factor in the
Pendulum like that.
the like face of the league debate. It LeBron James is still obviously very relevant. He still is to this day. That's not the point. When I think about the face of the league, and even to Chill's point about who's the first name that gets brought up in basketball, if you think basketball, yes, LeBron has the tenure. He has that happens. To me, who the NBA spent last year pushing for to be the face of the NBA is so clearly Victor Wembanyama, in my opinion. And then by the time we got to the playoffs, it manifested itself in ratings.
into that.
The people were watching Victor Wembanyama play, and we keep not only just the finals because everybody just wants to put that on New York, even though Wemby had a lot to do with that. But even if you want to be obtuse to that point, the Western Conference Finals was still amazingly rated due to Victor Wembanyama playing. That's
Yes, he
just
was.
a
I'm not
fact.
gonna-
It
It wasn't
is
Chet and Shea driving ratings, just to be clear. It was Wemby.
LeBron is using this retirement thing though, and what team am I going to be on? That is preserving some of his relevance. To me, LeBron took a knock in these kind of discussions the minute Luka Doncic went to the Lakers. The minute,
And I think he wanted that,
happened,
to be honest
that
with you,
started
too.
to
Real
swing.
talk. I do.
And
And
that's fine.
I think he wanted that. I don't think that he wanted to be as revered and as regarded as he is. I do think that he was ready, very much ready to hand that over and let somebody else do it. I just think that because he's been around so long and he's been this good for so damn long, that it's really difficult to ignore him because he's been the face of the league for
Absolutely.
so long. And now we're in a space, and to your point, now we're in a space in the playoffs where they end up winning in the playoffs. So now, can James take this team to the NBA championship? Where even though we all knew that he wasn't, we all knew that they weren't going to
Oh
be
my
Oklahoma
God.
City.
Are we
But
just
the fact that,
lying now?
No, once again, this was definitely
The
a
Lakers didn't
conversation.
want him back, so we clear. The Lakers let him walk.
Yes, they
They
did.
gave him the graceful little say your sayonaras and pretend that we actually wanted you back, but you chose to walk away. They didn't want him back. They want to start over. They wanted to start over the second they traded for Luka. They traded away Anthony Davis. They moved to a different timeline. Now it's this guy's team. Now, I mean, respect to LeBron James. He's been the best player on every single team he's ever played on prior to that moment. And respectfully to Dwayne Wade, he was the best player on that team too. But like, okay, like, what are we doing here? Like, I still think LeBron can swing title odds for whatever team he goes to because he's still a top 25 player. He's still a top, but in the playoffs, he might be a top 22 player. But he's not the face of the league, man. He's not the face of the league at all. He's not top 3 face of the league.
I'm looking at this. It's kind of similar to, and again, first off, we have to accept the reality that these people are egomaniacs, and I'm not even saying that's a knock. It just is what it is. LeBron loves the fact that right now everybody's paying attention to LeBron James.
He's in attention.
I mean, to ignore that fact is just like that's crazy.
He's always been that.
What was Brett Favre the face of the league when he kept telling Green Bay he was going to retire and then unretire and maybe I'm coming back and maybe I'm not, and that would dominate off-season headlines?
Well,
no, it wasn't. But Brett Favre is still one of the best. He was one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So it was still important on whether Brett Favre is going to come back or go to another team or retire and whatnot. But that doesn't make Brett Favre the face of the league because he's still really relevant. I think those two examples.
I think those two examples are bad examples off the strength that Brett Favre at that time, there was a guy that was playing behind him who we didn't know was that good, and we had to find out who he was. That's number one. Number two, Tom Brady, on the other hand, we were wondering every year, is he going to come back next year? Even at 41 years old, 42 years old. And Tom Brady was the face of the NFL.
No, he was not. Patrick Mahomes already was.
As good as Patrick
was not.
That's true.
This is the same Patrick Mahomes.
That's actually a better example, actually.
No, that's not true because it's the same Patrick Mahomes who Tom Brady beat. So that's not true. It's the same Patrick Mahomes that Tom Brady.
The face of the league loses.
Steph Curry beat LeBron.
Yeah, the face of the league loses all the time.
And LeBron was the face of the league.
But here's the difference, though, Mars. The difference is that today, Steph Curry, this is the same Steph Curry who's been out of the playoffs and he's not been around nearly as much as LeBron James. Meanwhile,
that's what I'm saying. At the time,
okay,
Steph was beating him in the finals year after year.
Greatness does not leave doubt. It does not leave doubt. It does not leave room for debates. I'm sorry. When Novak Djokovic became the number 1 player in the world in tennis, we were not having very serious debates. Okay, there's not serious debates between Tom Brady and there wasn't serious debates. Serena Williams, there's not serious debates. Muhammad Ali, there's not serious debates. Michael Jordan, there was not serious debates. We've been having 20 years of debates about LeBron James. I think we can talk about this. I personally...
That's because people like you keep trying to make debates.
Since we're on the subject,
I don't think the separation is enough for us to not have debates. I'm sorry. If Michael Jordan was 15% worse, maybe we have a debate. But he wasn't.
There was Michael Jordan.
Stomping out your competition means leaving no doubt.
There were Michael Jordan, Clyde Drexler debates.
That was going on.
That was not a debate.
Yes, it was. That was going on. Yes,
it was not a debate. It was not a debate.
What
People
is
said
a
he was
debate?
close
What
to
is
him.
a debate
He
is
was
Shadow
like him.
57, really quickly, guys.
That's not
Shadow
a debate.
57, X7G said, since this is a boring topic, then do my topic that I sent to @Players Choice. I don't know if y'all saw it. It's about MJ, Shaq, and LeBron. I did not see it, my man. I apologize.
Let me see if I can find it. You can keep reading, but let me see if I can find it.
Mars, why are you trying to find shit? Find me one article from between 1990 and 1995, 1988 and 1995 that says Clyde Drexler is definitively better than Michael Jordan. Or
no,
those two
things are different between.
That is a debate. That's what a debate is.
No, Penn, you turning this into something completely different. A debate is, I think this guy is better than this guy. No, he isn't better than this guy. Well, prove it. And that was going on in 1992.
One side of the other debate.
I can tell you this right now. Ahmad Rashad sat down with Clyde Drexler during the NBA Finals in 1992 before it started, and he said to him, "There's a conversation between you and Jordan." And Clyde Drexler said, quote, "Even though I am older than him, we have a lot of similarities in our game, but I don't like to get into the back and forth of who's better," because it was a conversation between who was better between those two. It got shut down after the 1992 NBA championship. But before that, this is the same Clyde Drexler who finished second in the league in MVP votes, who was first team All-Pro, and him and Jordan were regarded as the two best two guards in the game. That was going on. So we were having a conversation, and it got shut down after the NBA Finals in 1992. We're done. That's what that was. We're done with that. This guy is better than that guy. But previous to that, it was 100% a conversation. Since we're on the subject of conversation,
this is nasty as hell.
LFS LFC 226 said peak ID gave Giannis the edge. I mean, does he mean peak KD?
I mean, peak-eyed, like I would.
Oh, peak. Oh, I'm sorry. Peak. I'd give Giannis the edge. Interesting.
Punctuation.
Tim Duncan. That's what he's talking about. Tim Duncan.
Yes,
Tim
talking
Duncan
about Tim
Wells.
Duncan.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Cultural Bandit chimed in. He said, we went from the topic being Kyrie, Dame, Curry, Harden to Mantle being thrown in it out of nowhere. And now Tim Duncan versus Giannis. What the F is happening? We TS.
This shit.
Oh, we did out the mud this offseason. WPC, man. Hey, we do.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of how things go. We just go from topic to topic out of nowhere.
That's kind of what we do. I
Welcome,
guess so.
yeah, welcome.
And not a moment of dead air. So y'all should be grateful, man. This is
since we're on the subject of the
Speaking of
Spurs, Spanish Joe timed in and he said the gauntlet Tim Duncan had to go through: Bryant, Diesel, Dirk, KD, Westbrook, C. Webb, Steph Curry, and Steve Nash was pretty serious. And
It's just threw Chris Webber in there for no reason.
I could
mad
definitely.
people in there.
The Kings were good. That's why.
Kings had a really good team during that time. That's not that.
That's
By the
fair,
time
fair.
he's beating some of these names, he's
The
no
other
longer
names are
the
gone.
team.
You know what? I am genuinely.
He's no longer the best
I am
player on the
offended.
field.
I'm offended that Rasheed Wallace didn't make
Kobe
this
out
list. Then.
playing him in a series. I watched Shaq out playing
multiple
him in a series.
times.
The names out there, like there
That's
was
why he
maybe
ain't the
7
GOAT.
names.
There
I
you
saw
go.
6 of them outplay Tim Duncan in the series.
Well, I'll tell you what, speaking of outplaying somebody, Jalen Graham has been a member for 11 months. He said,
Grisham.
What did I say? Graham? I'm sorry. Grisham. Jalen Grisham, member for 11 months, said, which gap is bigger between Giannis and Timmy, the offense or the defense?
The offense. The
Depends.
offensive gap is bigger.
I don't think Tim Duncan just clears 2020 Giannis on defense. But, well,
I don't think he does.
Well,
neither,
I don't
Miles.
think he clears him, but we weren't talking about peak for peak. We were talking about career. Like who's a
well,
greater
no,
player?
Roto just asked why Tim Duncan is better than Giannis. That's what it is. He didn't ask why is Tim Duncan ranked over Giannis all-time greatness. That's not what he asked. He said, why is Tim Duncan better than Giannis? That's what he asked.
But doesn't that mean aggregate career value?
Ask him. Why are you asking me?
Does
Ask
that
him.
mean aggregate career value?
What was I meaning when I asked why is he better?
You asked me to make an argument
Whatever
for
your
him. Real talk.
interpretation, yeah, whatever your interpretation. I think even if you go by career aggregate, I think Giannis at this point has put together enough years to where we can talk about them from a career aspect. So sure.
You don't
But
think that's
even
legit,
still,
Pat?
to me, Tim Duncan playing longer still that wouldn't necessarily mean he's a better player than Giannis. But
I mean, longevity matters, but that's not the sole reason why you're better than somebody. Vince Carter played till he was 43. Vince Carter was
Right.
not good after like 38, if we're being honest.
it definitely doesn't matter to
good
you
after 33,
because
but
otherwise,
okay.
you know, we don't have to have that debate for the 1800th time, chill. But longevity does not. It doesn't matter that much.
To me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yes, it does.
No, it does
Oh,
not.
damn.
Yeah, I know. I know
No.
what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about with Kobe Bryant because yes, it actually does. Yeah, it 100% does. But sure, Toast the Goat, another member, has said Hakeem over Shaq offensively. Said no one ever going against their own family to stand on their narrative. I swear I love this show. Yeah, so I'm going against my own family to stand on my own narrative. I think Olajuwon was a better offensive player than Shaq. I think Shaq was more forceful. I think he was more dominant around the rim. I think Olajuwon was better as an offensive player. I think he had more
Was
stuff.
15 months ago, Bill Russell was a better offensive player than Elijah.
And I was wild as hell for saying that.
And now Elijah's a better
I
offensive
was wild as
player
hell
than
for saying
Shaq.
that. Yes, I was wild
Is
as hell.
Bill Russell a better offensive player than Shaq?
Gotta be, man.
Hell no.
Just think about
No.
it. Just think about it. Just think about it.
Mm-mm. No, I'm
But
not
he
going
is.
to argue
But
that.
he is the greater overall player. That I will give you.
And Mad Max is a new member. I also want to shout out to Mad Max being a new member. Absolutely. Also want to shout out to Mr. JMU Y6J. He also became a new YouTube member. Oh, welcome to the show, my man. Absolutely. No doubt. This is a really good one that I thought from Mr. Jake Fashion. Jake said, can you build the best UConn starting 5 with both men and women's players?
Kimba, Page, B. Stu, Who else would be on that team?
Uh,
Y'all can throw some names out there if you want to, you know.
Kimba at the 1. So Kimba at the lead guard. So Kimba the best point guard they ever had at UConn.
Diana Taurasi?
Yeah, I was gonna say he better than
Jesus
Diana
Christ.
Taurasi. That's what I was gonna ask.
Oh shit, I'm tripping.
Or Sue Bird? No, he wasn't better than Sue
Oh, no, we
Bird.
good.
Maya Moore definitely has to be on that.
Yeah,
on
Maya
that
Moore
as well.
definitely.
Maya
Yeah.
Moore the starting small forward.
Uh,
Yeah, Maya Moore the starting small forward. I'm taking Ray Allen at the 2. I'm taking
give me
Sue Bird.
Page over Ray.
I'm
But I,
taking
you know,
I'm taking Sue Bird at the 1.
Wait, what the? Sue Bird at the 1 instead of Diana Taurasi and Paige.
Sue played the 1. She the best point guard they ever had. Yeah, better than Paige. So I'm gonna take.
You don't know how good Paige.
I don't know about.
No, I
that.
do know how good. I don't think you know how good Sue Bird was. That's the problem.
Page is one of the best basketball players I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, but chill. You putting Ray
It's
Allen at the
either
2. That means
league.
you snubbing
Nah, she's
Diana
really good.
Taurasi, and I don't think I can let you do that. I don't care if you are the host.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. My one is man. We gonna have Paige and Diana Taurasi. Man, we good. Paige
1 and
Diana
2,
Taurasi.
Paige
That's
and
the, that's the
Diana
back court.
Taurasi.
There we go. That's the back court.
We
Put Maya Moore at the 3.
Yep, there we go. Give Ray Allen the 4.
Brianna Stewart. We're gonna get Brianna Stewart.
Yes,
For
Stewie is
sure.
definitely in there. Yes.
Who's at the 5?
5?
You
Yeah,
you had
who's
Maya
at
Moore
5?
at the 3, right?
It's not Travis
Yeah.
Knight. I know that for a fact.
Because I can't be Andre Drummond because that's the only name that's coming to my mind.
And
So, like,
Emeka
someone.
Okafor.
Might
It
have said
is.
Stevie
Emeka
Charles.
Okafor.
There we go.
Okafor.
Emeka
Oh,
Okafor.
Emeka Okafor. That's fine.
Emeka, I like Emeka.
Emeka
I
Okafor,
like
that's
Emeka.
cool. All right, cool.
Emeka
cool.
Okafor.
Okay. There we
Real
go.
Was,
ball knowledge right there.
Was Paige better than Ben Gordon?
Yes.
Yes.
What? Yes.
What? I just want to make sure I'm
What?
following you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, Paige was better than Ben Gordon.
Paige
All
nasty.
right.
Page is the most complete offensive player in the W right now. And
Yep.
I think I heard you say that.
Olivia
Is
Miles.
Paige better than? Yeah, that's what I thought I heard. You
yeah,
say.
y'all know I love Olivia. But
But Paige better than her.
What did you
Man.
just put in Olivia over Asia like 3 weeks ago?
I said for MVP. That's 2 different things.
But you think
Asia
but you
is
think
still
Paige is
the
better
best
than
player.
Honestly,
in
my
the
nominee for
W.
best take.
Let's make sure we clear on that. Real talk.
Yeah,
let's
Asia's the
let's
best
get to the bottom of
player.
that.
I was talking about MVP award. I'm not,
Right.
I think the best take. Okay, this is one of the best takes of the panel that I heard is Real Talk saying that Olivia Miles was going to clear. I didn't think she was going to clear. I thought she was going to be really good, but I thought AZ Fudd would make it interesting. She has not made it interesting, Cho. This is a runaway. Like, I'm
I mean,
glad.
that's not even a knock to AZ Fudd, to be fair. She's been
Olivia Miles is
good.
going to be on the
She's been
All-Pro team.
fine. She's been fine.
Yeah, she's been
Olivia Miles
good.
is not going to
But-
just be an All-Star. She's going to be on the All-Pro team.
Olivia Miles has been okay. I'm gonna say this with
Like,
no
there's a
hate.
gap.
I'm gonna say this with no hate in my heart. Okay, so I want you to take me seriously when I say this. Olivia Miles is better than Caitlin Clark right now. She ain't gonna be better than her. She's better than her right now. She's not even a little bit better than her. She's way better than her right now. I don't care what analytics you use, what eye test you use. If your eye test does not tell you Olivia Miles is better than Caitlin Clark, get new eyes, get eye surgery, get LASIK. I don't know. Go
No.
fuck yourself. Honestly,
That was
at this
so
point.
random, just bringing up Caitlin
No.
Clark.
It's
No,
true.
Because Penn has an
Oh,
over-
it
he
might
has-
be true. It
he
was
has
still
a-
random.
No, Penn has an overwhelming hatred for Caitlin Clark. He
I
does
do not have an overwhelming
No,
hatred
he
for
does not.
Caitlin Clark.
He don't feel her at all. So chill
I just
out.
think she's
Damn.
massively overrated, and
No.
I'm just trying to point out that there is a rookie in the W right now who might be one of the best rookies, if not the best rookie I've ever seen with my two eyes. Who's better than the player that a lot of people think is literally the face of the league? I'm just saying that. All your faces of the league are frauds. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Y'all lie about who the face of the league is all the time. Not the
No,
face
we
of the league.
don't.
Caitlin Clark
You
is
can't be
face
the
of
10th.
W.
You can't be the
That
15th best
doesn't-
player in your league and be the face of the league. That's
Why
a
not?
you
stupid ass
can't,
league.
because that's what Caitlin's doing. Right. See, this is where
Yeah,
the
that's
Caitlin.
not
This is where it gets
true.
napped because here's the thing.
The team plays better than
Because
Caitlin Clark.
here's the chill. This is what's happening
I'm
on
listening.
two sides. This
There's
is
two
what's
players on
happening
her
two
team that
sides.
are better than her. But
Because
okay.
I might agree with that, but because Caitlin is not the level of player, the other side wants to lie about her real popularity amongst the W. She's
And
the face
why?
of the
Why do they want to lie?
What?
Real talk, because they can't admit why she's really popular. That's the problem.
Well, she had generational college career, stuff like that. She had a generational push coming into the W. She really did.
Ken, stop acting like the only reason why she's popular is because she's white.
She wasn't.
What the hell are you doing?
It's not because she's white. It's
So
not
we-
because
so-
He's not a hater. Though.
she's not a better college player than Maya Moore. She wasn't a better college player than Diana Taurasi. She's not a better college player than Paige Beckers. Her resume don't say that. Her stat sheet does. But because watch, because she
That's
played
the
at Iowa,
separation.
she
They
took a
won.
lot of shots.
was a-
Come on,
she
it's
was a
not.
better
Are we
college
acting?
player.
The separation is that
She was a
they
better
won.
college
She
player than
didn't.
who? Paige.
The separation
Well,
is that
Paige
they
is
won.
Yeah,
kept
as
getting
far as
her.
yeah, she was getting
right.
Paige was getting hurt and coming over. So
Okay.
as far as
I mean,
But I've never thought Caitlin Clark was a better player than Paige. But
okay.
in college, she still did her thing.
Well, I'll tell you what, man.
oh wait, I didn't explain the other side. But
Please.
the Caitlin Clark fans think because she is the most popular, that like somehow means she's the best in the league, and that's not true either. Your popularity doesn't.
No, that
Swear to
doesn't.
God, hold on.
That doesn't mean.
It's
man.
the Lakers hiring a coach. It's nothing.
Oh,
nothing
okay.
happened. Nothing happened.
But yeah, Tim Tebow at one point was like one of the main faces in the NFL. That nigga
Right.
sucked. Like those two things are mutually exclusive. So it is what it is.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, moving right along, guys. Spanish Joe again says, "Happy 5th anniversary, Chill. Tell us about your overall journey on the PC thus far, and is eating hot wings with Mars one of the most memorable moments?"
It was
Them hot
chips,
wings.
not wings. It
Them-
was
and they
chips.
were awful. So we clear that.
Were they chips
That's-
or were they plantains?
No, they were chips, and it was
They were
terrible.
chips.
It was absolutely terrible. So I was not a fan, but I really wasn't sure about PC. I was doing my own thing on the side, and with me doing my own thing on the side, I was constantly getting calls about PC, like, yo, you should get down with us. You should get down with us. And I was like, no, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna let you do your thing. What I equated it to is I equated to being a mid-major player in high school. But every time I turn around, like that scout from Arizona State is in the gym. That scout from Duke is in the gym. And I'm like, who he here to see? Because he ain't here to see me. Like, who is he here to see? Well, actually, he is here to see you. And after a while, I started to listen a little bit more about what they were doing here at PC, and it sounded like it was something that was moving forward, and it looked like they were going somewhere, and I was convinced that they were going somewhere. So I said, yes, I'm going to get down, and I've been down ever since. And I felt like PC was going somewhere, and here we are after all this time. So it's rolling. But to the other part of that, yes, Moss, that hot sauce was awful. Yes, I do remember that. That was terrible. Mm-hmm. Definitely terrible. Yo, so
honestly, I think this is a dope platform, and I really sometimes I have a moment where I have to say, man, I think we all owe thanks to the people who built this, like everybody, like from Jason Williams to Ticket TV to Dub to Ron, you, everybody, really,
All of
like
these dudes.
going back, because we're all benefiting from this thing being built for us. So,
absolutely.
And it's influenced my life in a very positive way too. So, thank you to the OGs, Shaq, Dell, everybody.
And they got it out and they got it from it was from the ground up. It was something that started right from the beginning. Which
It's hard to build shit, Chill.
Yes, it is.
It's hard to build shit.
Even harder to maintain it.
I started a dog walking company in 2006 at U of T, right? For the first 3 months, we had 3 clients.
That's it.
First 3 months, 3 clients. That's what we did. For 3 months, we're just walking around, putting up flyers, giving out cards, telling everybody, "Oh, we're dog." Nobody want to hire somebody who don't have a background. Nobody want to, invest in something that they don't already see is running. But let me tell you, in 2016, we went from like 126 clients to 240 clients.
Wow.
You see what I mean? Like that growth curve is crazy once you get going. So it's like we had PC is at over 155,000 subscribers now. I think you could get just about any guest you want to come on here, scouts, coaches. We could do so much stuff with this platform, but like we can't do it without all those videos. Right?
I also think that it's even more difficult once you build something to maintain it. I think that it's like winning a championship. Like winning it is one thing, Like staying on top, I think that's even tougher. But I will say this though, real talk. KRS-One set a line in 1988 when he said 50 years down the line, you could spark this because we'll be the old school artists. And I look at what we are here, like we're at the ground level of this, right? What podcasting is. 20 years from now, 30 years from now, they're gonna be talking about us as the pioneers of this. They're gonna be talking about us and how we did this, like Bill Russell, like Chamberlain, like all of those guys, because this is the future of media. This is the future of entertainment, this right here. And we got in at a time when it just started, and we basically laying the groundwork for people who years from now, they're gonna take what we did and they're gonna move it forward. And we're going to be the ones that they're going to pay homage to. Yo, Players' Choice this. Even though Players' Choice is still going to be around during that time, I just think that we are the ones that they're going to be talking about like that.
In 20 years, I need to still be here. I don't have no backup plans.
Oh, my God. And we're going to still be here, Miles. I'm still going to be here 20 years from now.
I need to still be.
I'm going to be a lot older. Yes, I'm going to be close to my mid-70s. But I'm gonna still be here up here talking basketball with you dudes. Yes, I'm gonna still be doing that.
Yeah, we're gonna be the only platform that have people who watch Magic Johnson live. That's what gonna be happening.
This dude right here. Chill. Tell us about Jamal Wilkes. He was around.
Exactly.
Was.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. But I will not. I promise you, I will not be that dude because there's an 85-year-old dude walking around saying Bob Cousy the best point guard in NBA history. I am not gonna be that dude. No, because you ain't gonna tell me.
You do that right now.
No, I'm not.
With John Stockton.
He's still going to be saying Magic the best player.
Yeah, you do that with Magic.
No, here's why. Here's why, Jay. There's no way you could sell me that you 80 years old and 60 years have passed. You ain't seen nobody better than this dude in 60 years, 20 years, okay, 30 years. All right, I could get with that. 60 years have passed, and you telling me you ain't seen nobody better than this.
40 years.
If Steph won't do it, I don't know who's
Give
going to
me a break, man. That's not happening.
You're telling me Magic is it's almost been 40 years with no Magic.
Yes, I just ain't seen nobody better yet. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to see somebody better. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to see somebody better. I just ain't seen nobody better at that position yet, right? Since we're on the subject of better, Shade Ski on every platform said, Penn, by your logic, is Tim Duncan better than Bron, who got more finals MVP, league MVPs? Who was the best player on the team on the championships?
So I'm so glad that you asked this question. LeBron is way better than Tim Duncan. LeBron is way better than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. LeBron is way better than Kobe Bryant. They're all still greater. Better and greater is not the same thing.
What's the greater logic? Nope, we're not doing that. We won't do that, Moss. No, we won't do that. What we'll do is we'll stick to the super chats. And Shade said, "Stop glazing, Penn. Get up."
You
I
get
don't know
up.
what that means. Yeah, I can't say that I know exactly what that means, but Mo chimed in with the super chat. He said, Harden with Kawhi's defense, W show, W host. We already know how Mo feels about James Harden, right? We already know that.
Yeah.
We
Harden with Kawhi's defense would be a good player. I'm not gonna lie.
Harden with like real like intangibles would be a hell of a player.
Let me ask you this, real talk. Do you think that James Harden, if he was a better defender, like let's say for the sake of argument that he was Leonard good defensively, do you think he'd still be this good offensively?
Sure. My problem with James Harden is I don't even typically get into like the will and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, James Harden, that's all something up here.
It's up here. I just
I'm
don't.
there.
I
just don't believe in his basketball backbone, whatever you want to call it. I just don't believe in it. I really don't. It's too many times we get to pressure situations and he's mentally, to me, not on the level that he needs to be at from a mental aspect.
Which is crazy too, because we've seen him early on in his career do this, and the idea was that he was just young. That's it. He's just young. Just give him some time, only to find out that maybe this is who he really is. Maybe he really doesn't have the mental fortitude to push through, or maybe he does collapse in inopportune times. Because let's make sure we clear, Mars. We've seen plenty of these stars have subpar games, and they were saved by other people and other performances. But with James Harden, on the other hand, he did not have that luxury consistently. Like, he was the one who was, made to be the GOAT, in other words. Like, you're the reason why this happened. You're the reason why.
Yeah, he didn't have Kevin Durant. He didn't have Kevin Durant again. He didn't have Joel Embiid. It was always his team. Come on now. That's just the Rockets. He had Donovan Mitchell this year.
He did. That did happen.
What does that have to do with him shitting the bed in yet another game 7? Even
I'm
if
just saying, I don't think him shitting the bed is necessarily because, we put the ball in your hands and said, go create everything, go on 40% usage. That hasn't always been the case. There's plenty of times where he's played with talent, where he's been the second best player or even the third best player on his team, and he still shit the bed. I think this is just a consistent James Harden, thing.
Yeah,
sure.
I agree. And it's not the talent. He's one of the most talented basketball players of all time.
You know what it is? It's the law of diminishing returns. That's what it is.
What does that mean exactly, Penn?
It is the predictability of doing the same thing and expecting not to have a dip in efficiency as the defense adjusts. That's actually why I have Tim Duncan as high as I do, because of the counters, because of the footwork, because of, again, like when we talk about like what a player is great at, we often over-index for what they did a lot. What we don't talk about is what they didn't do a lot. A player being able to shoot changes their at-rim gravity considerably because it changes the defense and how they cover them. It runs them off the line. It changes the defensive scheme. So if a player can't shoot, they're going to be worse at the rim. That kind of just makes sense, right? Because the defense is able to sag off. Your drives are a little bit delayed. I think the defense is able to predict you a little bit better. So this is like the Russell Westbrook argument, the Giannis argument. Your inability to shoot packs the paint. But if you could shoot, the paint is now wide open. Not only for you, but for the rest of your team. I think James Harden becomes a little too predictable. And then like the first 2-3 games, as teams adjust, it still works. But by the 4th, 5th, 6th game, it's also exhausting to do what he does. Like, it drains you. Dribbling the air out of the basketball is exhausting. Another feather in the hat of Tim Duncan is he very much participated in 0.5 offense. And I'm sorry, like, I watched Tim Duncan in 99. I watched Tim Duncan 2000, 2001. If they wanted to force feed him for 32 points per game, he was more than capable of doing that any day.
Absolutely.
So him not putting up godly numbers, Manu Ginobili, it's like we've come into this weird space in basketball where we do not value players taking less touches to accommodate a better team. And no, I'm not talking about Kevin Durant going to the Warriors and stacking the deck. I'm talking about a player taking a role in which they are not the be-all, end-all of their offense to make the overall offense less predictable and better, so it doesn't crater like James Harden.
Wouldn't that be the same thing, though, Penn? I mean, okay, sure, I'm not the man here, but I could be. So I'm taking a lesser work. I'm taking a lesser role.
Whether I'm the man or not, you're not leaving me alone, Chill. You're not guarding me. So why don't I use all the gravity that you push it on me? Like, as Tim Duncan catches the ball in the block. Okay, flashback. It's 2001, Chill. We're back in 2001. You're a lot younger. I'm basically a teenager. It's 2001. We watched Tim Duncan and Shaq's got him, and he's calling for the ball in the block. How's the defense reacting to that?
Shaq's got Tim Duncan on the box, and Shaq is calling for the.
Duncan is calling for the ball. He's got Shaq guarding him. Or he's got Horace Grant guarding him. Whatever, one of those guys.
Oh, he's got Shaq guarding him. Okay, see, if he's got Shaq guarding him, it's no big deal. I mean, I think it's a one-on-one coverage. He's not getting bombarded. It's not like he's getting doubled and triple teamed. Shaq can deal with him by himself. That's what's going on there.
Okay. So now we go closer and closer to the rim, and now we're getting closer and closer to the shot clock. I see the defense kind of angling in towards Duncan a little bit, and I see an opening on the other side. You're not just ignoring Tim Duncan on the box. You're not ignoring Tim Duncan at the free throw line. You're not ignoring Tim Duncan basically anywhere inside the arc, because he was a pretty reasonable jump shooter out till about 20 feet. So my point is, in this situation, I leverage the fact that I could score 35 to score a very efficient 25 so my teammates can still eat. And someone up here or some, moron in the chat someday when you're 70 is going to tell you, well, he didn't crack 28 points per game, so he's not as good as Russell Westbrook. It's stupid.
No, I've never used that as a talking point. So speaking of talking points, Triclops said, do you think Casey Wallace will start over Lou Dort next season? And thoughts on how Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe will perform on their new teams? Well, depending on, is Casey Wallace still on his rook deal or is he up?
He will be up for an extension next offseason.
So he's
up
going
for an
into this
extension
season.
this offseason, I think.
So he's going into next season in the last year of his deal. Oklahoma City being as smart as they are, I don't think that they're going to. Well, Casey Wallace started a bunch of games when J-Dub got hurt. Now,
he's been better than Lou Dort for like 2 years now.
And I do think that he could very well be there. He could very well be their starter. I'm looking for him to improve his jump shot. That's what I'm looking for him to improve. I'm looking for him to be more of a respectable jump shooter. If he is that, then I do think that he gets pushed over the top for Lou Dort. And now Oklahoma City can use that as leverage to maybe get another first-round pick, to maybe move off of him. Because again, as you and I have had this conversation in the past, Ben, things start to get expensive when contracts start to kick in. So if Casey Wallace, who's coming off of his deal after this season, now we got to extend him, that deal kicks in immediately, which means Shea's deal is kicking in after next season too. J-Dub's deal is already kicked in. Chet's deal is already kicked in. Things start getting expensive, and he might be somebody that we can't afford moving forward.
Would it shock you that Casey Wallace shoots 37% from three on his career?
Not really, because he can make shots.
He just doesn't take a huge volume of them because that's just not his role.
He can make shots.
But like in games where he's played, where Shea hasn't been featured, or Shea hasn't been playing, or in minutes without Shea, like he's more than capable of taking on a big role. People think I'm crazy when I say he'd go for 3 first-round picks if they ever decided to trade him. I guarantee you he goes for at least 3 firsts.
Wow, that's a lot.
Walker Kessler just went for 4. He's worth more than Walker Kessler.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of a lot, my man Drago, FC23 said Steph with Jason Kidd's defense, Luka with Asor's defense, Jokic with Lajuan's defense, Dirk with KG's defense, Nash with CP3's defense, Magic with Pippen's defense. Rank them.
This is an extensive list.
Yes, it is.
I think Jokic with a keen defense would be the best.
All-time great offensive players
be crazy.
with great defense, basically.
Yeah, it'll be Jokic. It'll be
Hakeem
Jokic
is the
and
best
Luka.
defender there, and like you could argue Jokic is also the best offensive player there.
So Joker has to go to the top of the list.
Yeah.
Steph with Jason Kidd's defense. Are y'all underrating how good Jason Kidd was defensively? Like,
No,
that is
not
crazy.
him at all. He was
But at the end of the day,
a
Steph would only
perennial
still be
defender.
6'3", 6'2". Like he'd still be small.
Jason Kidd is
regardless
the
of how-
second worst defender there.
Behind CP3.
Yeah.
Chris Paul's the only one worse.
Yeah,
than him.
behind CP3. Yep. CP3.
You know what? Fuck it. Magic with Pippen defense is number 1.
Oh no.
So
No.
LeBron.
Oh yes.
No.
Basically, that's who he is.
Magic
Yeah,
with
That's basically who he is, Mars. That's basically who he is. He's James.
Scottie Pippen better defender.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And Magic better offensively. Right on top.
Then who?
LeBron.
LeBron.
Nigga, please.
Nigga, please.
Please.
Speaking of please, I have here Clips fan. Yeah, speaking of please, I have Clips fan here saying Vince Carter with Tony Allen defense or Ben Wallace with Elton Brand offense.
Vince. Easily.
Vince.
Yes, absolutely.
So easily.
Yeah,
Tony
that-
Allen might have
No
been the best perimeter
disrespect to
defender
Elton.
at his position at the time. Vince was an automatic bucket, 26, 27 points per game. You add defense to that, you are talking about
elite
like,
defense, by the way, not just defense, elite
Oh,
defense.
Yeah.
Vince playing defense like Tony Allen.
Yeah,
That's
pretty incredible.
That's the best. That's the best player in the league.
That's pretty incredible.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I remember that conversation y'all were having about 01. Vince had the narrative. I will agree with you on that. In 2001, Kobe was already better than Vince Carter.
He wasn't.
I just don't agree, but I mean,
I don't know how you can.
Better
man.
defender,
Like I don't
way
know how you
better
can,
defender,
man.
clear.
He was better than
defensively.
him, yo.
He was already a better passer, on par as a scorer as well. He was a better player than Vince Carter, no way.
He wasn't
But
on
I
par
do
as a
agree that
shooter.
Vince had a
he
Vince
wasn't
was
on par
better
as a shooter. And
As
I
a
think Vince
scorer.
was a better shot blocker. He was a better athlete,
was
significantly
not a
better.
better-
Vince was not a
in
better
no
shot blocker
way
than Bryant.
better
No way.
defensively than Kobe Bryant. And
No.
Not better
Not as a
defensively,
shot
better
blocker,
shot blocker.
point of attack,
Shot
none
blocker,
of it.
yeah.
None of
Bryant
it.
was Bryant was a damn good off-ball shot blocker. He was a damn good off-ball shot blocker. So since we're on the subject of better Cultural Bandit says
That's Chill's transition 101. Since we're on the topic of X, why?
Cultural Bandit said if AI was 6'6", he would just be Eric Bledsoe and W Rebellion Ox. I don't know if he'd be Eric Bledsoe. That's wild.
Can-
as hell.
yeah, can the chat have
I
worst
think Vince
takes?
Carter was the
Can they
best.
win a worst
shot
take
blocker as
award?
well, but
Is that
I'm not gonna
possible?
be there on that hill by yourself.
I'm good on
so
that.
it's
That might be the worst thing I ever heard. And I fuck with Culture, but that might be the worst thing I ever heard.
Yes.
Bledsoe was just rude. That was
Would it be worse than Clips fan asking if Russ was 50, 40, 90, would he be the best player of all time?
No. But it's not worse than this.
I mean,
so.
that
Has
depends
he
on
changed some of
volume.
his turnover tendencies?
Well, that would
Even
that
with that though, I mean, if Russ was efficient like this, I mean, it would be.
if he was 50, 40, 90.
Yeah, but I kind of
It
depends on
it
like, the
depends how
volume
he's
of
getting
threes.
to that. Yeah, it depends how
like
he's
he's taking
getting
2
to
threes a
that.
game and he's wide open. That doesn't change much for me.
Speaking of
Again,
speaking
for
of,
me, Russell Westbrook, one of the hardest players to rank all time.
Okay, it's
because
supposed to be
there are
heat.
so
My fault,
many
Coach.
people
I got you.
I think that he's better than that. I still would take them probably on my team. So I don't really know.
I've gotten higher on Russ recently. Shout out to Russ, man. Good player.
Why?
Russ is really good.
Because I watched more games. I was like, wow, Russ good.
yes, he
Yeah.
is. Speaking of good, so the reason MJ is the GOAT is because he's 6'6"? No, I don't think that's the reason why he's the GOAT.
No, he's the
No, I
GOAT
mean, it's
because
part of it.
I mean, it helps.
Because-
yeah, it
100%
helps.
help.
because
But
of a sustained level of gap and dominance over his peers during his era, and the shame and humiliation they felt when he beat the shit out of them every night.
Yeah.
You keep using this better than era thing when he's playing in a worse era than LeBron.
Just let him go, real talk. Just let him go.
I
We're
don't
almost out of here. Just let him go. Just let him go.
We have more than
I have
enough
actually
debates in
a
the
very
offseason.
intellectually
Today's
curious
not the
question for
day.
you, real talk. I don't know where you stand on this, but does LeBron would Michael Jordan lose to the 2011 Mavericks?
He lose to the 2017 Warriors.
Probably not. But
Would he
like,
lose to the 2014 Spurs?
Oh,
Yes.
chill.
Hell
So
no.
you gotta
With
lock
that
in.
team,
Chill. You gotta lock
that
in.
Hell
team,
no.
yeah.
locking in, sir. So
Yeah,
JDC, since we're on the subject of locking in, if Iverson was taller, his speed and handle, many other attributes would definitely regress. How do you know that? Why not discuss if AI was 6'10"?
Physics.
This combo is ridiculous. No,
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
logistically, it just makes sense. Like if Kevin Durant was 7'5", he wouldn't
Maybe
move
he'll-
like he did in 2012. It wouldn't work.
Maybe he'll be like PG. You know, be able to
Maybe
just,
exactly. Maybe it is. Like,
no,
maybe
no.
if Kyrie was 6'6", he moves more like Paul George or Shea than Kyrie.
My biggest question was like, really, do his arms grow proportionally to his height? So Allen Iverson, I don't read the stats on this, but I'm assuming he had about a 6'8" wingspan because that man's arms were hella long.
It was like 6'6", I think. I'm pretty confident it was.
Yeah,
I
had a
feel like
great-
it
he
was
had a-
longer,
he
and
had
he
a-
had massive hands too, right?
He had a big
So he
wingspan,
might
yeah.
okay. Let's just say he's 6 foot with a 6'7" wingspan. That's a +7 wingspan. So is he 6'6" now with a 7'2" wingspan?
2 wingspan.
7'1",
Like what,
7'2"
Jada?
proportionately.
Looking like Jada.
Holy shit. Okay. I mean, now we might be because that's a longer wingspan than Michael Jordan.
It's funny how we are taking into account about like, oh, if you grow, these seasons like potentially get worse. And this is actually why Wemby's never going to be the offensive player some of y'all think he can be, because he's too tall.
Speaking of
I
offensive
agree.
players,
Said that about him before he got drafted and got called a hater.
speaking of offensive players, real talk that you bring that up. Masinko OG said you clearly didn't watch D Wade. Sounds like people don't know how good
I
D
do
Wade
hate
is,
when that's the thing though. Like when
Yeah.
you disagree with someone about something, it's because you just didn't watch.
which is just not true. Which
I
is just not
definitely
true.
did watch D Wade
Yes,
a
JDC
lot.
5354 said 10 times better than Toronto.
I'm assuming that is the Lakers, thing.
Yeah,
Yes,
the Lakers.
10
Yeah,
times better
yeah,
than
yeah.
Toronto. I don't know about
10
10
times
times.
in Toronto?
I don't know
Okay, so
about that. I
so
think that this
Toronto
is-
will face the Lakers twice this season. Sweep coming.
The sweep
The
is
week-
coming.
yeah,
Since
they
we're on
won
the
both
subject
games.
Penn, of sweeping, so Penn, if the Lakers win 50 games and Luka's averaging 33, 8, and 8, he's the MVP since his team is so bad. Yes or no?
I need to know what Wemby did. I need to know what Shea did. I need to know what Jokic did. I need to know what Jaylen Brown did. I need to know what Cade did. I need to know what Kawhi did. I'm not just going to hand someone because they exceeded. What if Wemby wins 68 games and he plays 75 games and he's the best defender in the world And he
He's
also
winning the
averages
league
30.
MVP.
The fuck
He's
am I supposed to
winning
do? Give it to Luka? Participation
the
trophy?
league.
My guy's really never going to win MVP because he's on mid rosters. So he's never going to have the win totals. This is actually crazy.
I don't think
No.
that's why.
Wait a second. If the Lakers win
well,
55 games, I think he has a much
MVPs
better
don't matter.
case.
MVPs don't matter.
Speaking of not
What
mattering,
a hill to
Jay.
die on, Mars.
Andrew
I
Johnson
died
said,
on this hill like 4 years ago.
take away Shea's flopping. Since we're on the
Oh
subject of
no,
Then he just becomes Kyrie, but like worse.
bro! I have never debated football and basketball in terms of enjoyment of me watching it. This is the first year I'm actually debating it because the thing I hate the most about football has now made its way into basketball. So it's not even an advantage anymore. I hate watching guys roll around the ground, and now they do it in basketball too. That shit sucks.
Sounds like Nick Dawson is with you because he said if Dwayne Wade had a Kyrie Irving level 3 ball, he would have won the title in 05, 06, 11, 12, 13, and has at least 3 finals MVPs. Well, would he?
I do wonder about like the longevity of D Wade being different.
Absolutely.
Like, he can shoot the 3 ball. So like, is he?
Oh,
Still...
he would have definitely went to that more, Mars. Yes, he would have. He
Yeah.
would've
So like,
definitely
maybe
utilized
his
that.
knees don't take the beating. Maybe he doesn't get his knees scraped out twice at Marquette because he can shoot the ball at the level he did. Like, all types of different hypotheticals. Yeah, D Wade would be a good little player, man.
Yes, he would be. Speaking of good players, can you build the perfect defense around these offensive stars? So Jokic, Luka, prime Curry, prime Nash. Only players from their era, by the way.
You need to give Jokic like a Jaren Jackson so that he can just roam around and whatnot.
Sure.
Then you give him a Saw Thompson so he can be your POA, but
Love
also
that.
like do other things too.
Mhm.
Then at
Scotty
the
Barnes.
so yeah, Square Barnes would be nice. And then just give him like another little pesky guard. So you give him like a Davion Mitchell. Yeah, you
There
give him a
we go.
Davion Mitchell. And then with Luka, you need the pure rim protection. So you need to give him like a Wemby or a Rudy Gobert.
Give him
You
Mobley,
probably give
too.
him you probably give him a Rudy Gobert just because Luka is so bad at staying in front. You need someone more positionally sound. Rudy is probably
Would
better.
Mobley protect him more than Rudy?
No,
No, but you could put Mobley at the 4 if you wanted
Yeah.
to.
double protection.
And then you just need 2 elite. So once again, Asar, my goat.
Mhm.
And then is it Davion again? It might just be Davion.
Marcus Smart,
Yeah.
Drew Holiday. Change it up.
Marcus Smart would be nice. Yeah, we'll go with Marcus Smart. And then Steph. Okay, Steph, we get Drew. Draymond. Obviously Draymond. We got Anthony Davis.
I'm
So we'll have
definitely
AD, Draymond,
I'm definitely putting Leonard on there too.
Drew, and then Kawhi. Kawhi is fine. And then Nash, you get Dwight, KG.
I'm giving him Meta World Peace
Tony
too.
Allen.
We'll get Tony Allen and like Ron Artest or something.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
with
even
that.
Sean Murray. Maybe we just keep Sean Murray. I don't know.
Then all of a sudden, he won't be leading
The best offensive of all time. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he'd be leading the best defense of all time.
Speaking of-
All the narratives are cooked.
Speaking of keeping somebody, there's memories here. Well, my man Tristan said, "Can we take a moment and appreciate Brooklyn D-Lo? That's the Brooklyn D-Lo that made the All-Star team. I remember him.
He was hooping.
Yes, he was. He was absolutely getting busy. So Kiwab said, imagine taking an era where there were no podcasts or social media shows for anybody to give their takes, no matter how crazy it is, and comparing it to today to prove a point that there were no debates about Jordan at all or Ali.
Yeah,
Which-
Quab, you're a moron. You
Interesting.
turn on, go to the attic, dust off your dad's old boxes. In that, you'll find a radio. On the radio, people used to have debates about shit like this. Okay,
Well,
Just
Chill
because there
told you
weren't
what debates were
podcasts.
happening, and you said no.
That
Pardon?
was going on. That was
Chill
100%
told you.
going on.
I'm
on,
telling
and said
you
no.
that I'm not listening to Chilltown Hoops tell me about Jordan ever because he got his
Okay.
agenda and I'm not listening to
I
it.
don't have
because,
an agenda.
because I was alive at the time too, Chill.
You was 4.
I was 5. Leave me alone. I was 5. Okay. And I have the memory of an elephant
Yeah,
from when I was 5.
absolutely. So since
I
we're on
remember the
subject
sweater
of-
I was wearing the day that I
Speaking of hate, this is the exact opposite of that. Yada Baby said, peace and love from New Orleans. Yeah, from the Noya. From the Noya, absolutely.
Hey.
Let's see here. Rashad Jones said, LeBron is arguably still the biggest player brand in the NBA. That's why, to be honest, I would also argue he'll have the first or second sold most jersey next season too, which matters. 100% matters. Yes, it does.
Absolutely.
Because he's changing
Yes, that
teams for
does.
4th time,
I'd agree.
5th time.
Andrew
But not every player
Johnson.
can say that.
And Andrew Johnson said something that bothers me is when people say accolades don't matter. They aren't the only thing that matters, but should factor in the equation of talking about players. Bron, Jordan, Jabal, all have a lot of trophies. Absolutely. And that was because of production. No doubt about that.
If they all have a lot of trophies, so is it just going to become what this person has 10 trophies and the other one has 12? So
No, he said it matters. Real talk. It's not all that matters though, but it does matter.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
You know what does matter? Coach Rebanda said he want to get his hate off in peace. Quinn Cook, aka J. Cole, aka Jay. I don't know what that means.
Because
Shout out to Quinn Cook, man. He was on the commentary of
no
the
one
Summer League
allows me to
yesterday.
get
Shout
my
out to
hate
Quinn
off
Cook.
peacefully, so no one else is going to be able to get their hate off peacefully. That's just how it goes, brother.
You didn't even advocate for Jalen Brunson today.
Since we're on the subject of hate. And
What
with those
one
radio
makes you do it,
shows, and really quickly, guys, because since we're on the subject of hate, and with those radio shows let randoms like you talk for 5 hours about nonsense. Yes, they would. That's they call call-in. They call call-ins. They had that going on. Yes.
Actually,
Guys
I've
would
talked
call
on the
in.
radio.
Yes, that would go. That would happen. Yes.
Multiple
People would call in
times.
the shows and say crazy stuff. Yeah.
Also, to put into perspective, because I know we were having conversations about GOATs and championships and trophies and accolades. Lionel Messi has 46 senior team trophies for club plus country.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
And Novak Djokovic has 24 Grand Slams.
Yes, he does.
And Michael Phelps has 23 Olympic gold medals. You know what those
Roger
three players
Federer
have in
is still
common?
better.
Federer is not better, but okay. I mean,
You
that's
think
the.
Federer is better than Djokovic? Oh yes, sir.
Yes.
I do too, real talk. I do too, real talk. So
Thank you, Jill.
This
Thank
is
you.
just racist.
Speaking of being with real talk, real talk, I'm so with you on J-Dub being one of the best, if not the best wing defenders in the league when healthy. People don't realize he was guarding centers when Chet and Hart went out in the 24-25 season. Yes, he 100%
He did do that.
He was my DPOY that year.
Absolutely doing
He
that.
was, yeah, he was your DPO.
Yes, he was. And Shaw Jones sends in another super chat. He says, is Caleb Wilson going to be the best overall player in this draft? You already know how I feel about that. I said that he would be.
He ain't gonna be, but he might be. He might be number 2.
I already said.
Is it too early for me to say my mock draft is fucking cooked? Like I would take Alan Graves top 14 if I can do it again. I would take Malik Thomas top 25. I would take Chris Senac probably top 21. And I have to say I might consider Caleb Wilson at 2 or 3 really strongly. Speaking
of on the subject of cooking, Jay. Sorry, Keith said, finna be in the Bronx next week for my birthday, Jay. PMO, some food spots. W Mars, Trey still better.
The Bronx such a funny place to go for your birthday, bro. But hit me up. I got you. I'll put you. I don't know why you would come here for your birthday, but shout out to you, bro.
Speaking of hitting somebody up, Keywab said, and they would cut Penn phone off.
They didn't. They didn't. I would call into a radio show over. It was a radio show, but it was also on television over here. And my business teacher every day would stop class for this was in grade 11, by the way. My business teacher would stop class and be like, Mr. Robert, this is what you said, and I don't agree with this, and you're wrong about this and wrong about. We would waste 5 minutes of the business class every morning talking about what I said on the radio the day before, and that's when I was.
He heard you. Speaking of hearing something, Big Za double J, the GOAT anime says, shout out to PC. Just saw The Odyssey. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. Y'all got to check it out this weekend. The Odyssey. I will look into that. Speaking of looking into something, thanks for looking in on us, guys. We appreciate having y'all. Y'all know what time it is when y'all see us. We are here every Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. That's Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific. I'm sorry, 8 a.m. Pacific to 11. So we will see you guys soon. Until then, put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother. When last time you talked to your mother? Call your mother. We will see you guys soon. But until then, take it light. Take it. Absolutely, man. Good to see you guys today. This was dope.
Peace.
See you guys later.
Peace.